Hopefully, is that better now? Can you hear me? Oh, this, I swear to God, this mic. It's like, yeah. So what happened is, so Mr. Coffee had he's off today, he's actually here, but he had a meeting though with some, I think some kind of service his company's planning to buy, so they had to have a meeting with like their sales representative lady or something. What, is it still too loud? Wait, hold on. It's gotta be double playing somewhere, let me see. Because it's the same volume I had it before. Let me see. How is it still? It's like barely hanging on. That's weird. Because I usually, so what I do is I actually still have like my old lo-fi from before, and I try to make sure it doesn't go past 30, like on like the little bar. So usually if it's, wait, is the mic still, wait, hold on, let me maybe, I think the mic is still being quiet, I think. So hold on, let me like just not, I usually taper off the sound of my mic a little bit so it's not so loud, but I have a limiter on it, so I probably don't have to really worry. Yeah, the mic's, it's gonna probably be still kind of quiet though, because the weird thing is whenever I re-add this mic back, like I unplug it and plug it back in, it's always too soft sounding, like it's too low, the volume. Like even when I tested it, it still said like, oh, only registering at 49%. I'm like, what? So I just said, fuck it. I was just like, we'll just stream with a quiet mic. Like it's not as quiet as it was before, but like, yeah, it's not back to 100%. So I'm probably gonna get told either, it's like a weird time thing, like it just eventually becomes loud enough. It's so weird. I don't know how to fix it. I just have to wait for it to like do its thing. Usually restoring the computer is like a trick to get it kind of work, but this time it didn't really seem to work very well though. How's the music now? Is it okay? Let's try to have it where, because it's barely popping up, like it looks like it'd be like very, like, I don't know. It's like barely going past 40 something, which is quite low. Yeah, it's not back to 100% though, because I have to have it at full volume basically. I usually lower it a little bit so it's not too loud. Because usually whenever I listen to my VODs, I'm like, dang, my mic's kind of loud actually. Yeah, actually I need to hurry up and download this song because finally Lo-Fi Geek stopped streaming this one, but the problem is I didn't download it yet, and it's a 3-hour song, so it takes a bit, not too long, but like to download it and then convert it and then to add an OBS was going to take too long. That's probably an easier way for me to control the volume. It's kind of hard to control it when you're streaming it technically, because like then it goes through the desktop audio as well. I guess it goes through the desktop audio either way. Well, no, I don't know. No, I think it's different when you upload it as a audio file. That's like, oh, mics, I swear to God. They're like the bane of my existence. Like, you just breathe on, you just look at them wrong and they like cower over and die. Like, I even made sure to like, I actually told Mr. Coffee let me move the mic, because usually because I can move it around if I'm very careful with it, but I guess I didn't move it around enough, like good enough. Let me see, because we're gonna try to make some holly leaves. Oh, I gotta finish I don't know if they're in here, but we do Crafting Mama's Hydrate. Oh, I think the reason why the music was loud was because probably had to have, I don't know if like the audio on your device is way up, but you had to like put the audio up just to be able to hear my voice. That's what happens, right, when the mic's too low. It's still kind of on the low side, I think. It's gonna take a bit before the computer can recognize it or something. Not recognize it, I don't know what it is. I remember it was like a problem when I first began streaming, the mic was too low sounding, so I had to add a boost to it. Actually, I used to have to boost the sound of my mic just so it was loud enough for people to hear it. And then just one day someone said, oh wow, your mic, sorry honey, your mic's way too loud. I'm like, what? And it turns out it just finally, the computer recognized, I guess, the normal volume of the mic, and I finally could take the boost part off. I could just use the mic like normal. But that was after several streams though, so I don't know what's the deal with that. But yeah, whenever I test the level of the mic, it's always like underperforming. Like it's better than it was because I tested it before when it was like not working in stream and it said it was registering at 7%. Like, oh wow, that's low. But when I removed it, re-added and restarted, it went back to 49, but it's supposed to be 100 though, because I had it where when I test it, it'll be like 100%. Man, I swear. I think it's like, you wouldn't even think you need to restart your computer for a mic, but with this mic, I do. Partially, it's probably because also the extender cables, like, I have to like tape it all weird on the computer so that it doesn't bend in a weird way. Because it will ruin the USB port on the computer if I just let it sit the way it sits naturally. I do wish they would just add more USB spots on a computer. Like, I swear, there's never enough. And you think like, oh, like, I know you can get like the little things you can add on extra, but that's only for like superficial stuff, like a SAN disk or something. Like, not really a mic or a webcam. Like, you actually need to do it on the one that's on the computer, because it never really works, really, for some reason. When you try adding on those like little extra, like the little, what, the USB, it looks like a human-shaped little USB guy, and he's got like the different little USB ports. Yeah, those only ever seem to work for like smaller level things. Never been able to get it to work for a mic. I had no idea that apparently the USB ports on the computer are different from the external USB port things you can get. I think they do have some that are 3.0, but they're still not as good from what I heard. Like, it's still preferable to use it on the computer one when you're using like a mic or a webcam. Okay, hold on. Oh, now that I was messing with that, the my foot thing, I heated up like the electric water bottle. It's like already cold now. What the heck? Hold on, let me rewarm this. My feet are ice cold. Yeah, I got like a foot fuzzy thing, and I got this like nice electric water bottle. You just pop in, you just like literally open the thing up and you charge it. I love it. Let me go charge this real quick. It shouldn't take too long because it's already somewhat warm. It's just getting too cold. Okay, now it should be hot enough. Also, I think what happened is because also the floor is really cold, so it like just seeped all the warmth out of it while I was fixing the mic. That's not good. We don't want icy toes. I get all situated.
Wipe away all these gosh darn notifications, my goodness. Now, where did I put my hook? I want to use my hat on. I'm also trying to get on my blanket. I have like so many blankets, which makes it so cold today. It was 12 Celsius yesterday, and which is actually, it was pretty warm yesterday, honestly. Not warm, but like not as cold as it was today, slash the other days. Like now it's back down to 7 Celsius. I was shocked by how long. Like I didn't have, like it's like I didn't have to turn the heating on basically, but I turned the heating on. Hold on, let me set an alarm for an hour from now to turn it off. So I don't forget. Because there's been times where I forgot, and it was not good. You don't want that thing running for too long. Let's see. So like 1:20 p.m. That was good to turn it off. And also think it's like, it's so hard to crochet in this spot during winter, because even though we have the windows closed, or like technically they're doors, but they're like giant see-through like glass window doors. Even when we have the balcony windows closed and the inner doors here closed, there's still like a really cold draft. Like it's so cold under my desk, it drives me nuts. Oh, BRB, gonna take a shower. Oh, that's right, yeah, it's morning your time. Gotta get ready for the day. Oh, I'm still sleepy. I'm still waking up. Me and Mr. Coffee, we went to bed at 5:30 in the morning. So I'm running on 4 hours of sleep. What do I do for this? Chain 8, okay. I got one. Get my little needle.
Maybe we can grab some coffee?
You want to go get some coffee with me?
Hey, Capri Cash, welcome on in, and thank you so much for the follow. We're just making some little crocheted holly. I think I have one I already finished over here. They're the same size. Oh, this one's smaller. What the heck? Wow, because these were made with the same hook, but I think because my tension was much tighter last night. Wow, my goodness. Can't believe I got that much smaller. And I'm gonna remove the fuzzies real quick. With some yarns you can use heat to kind of like get rid of the fuzzies, and it actually helps sharpen up any points. Oh, I think this lighter's almost, yeah, it's almost out of fluid to like get a new one. It doesn't have to be a lighter, it could be a candle, it can be a heat gun. I heard a lot of people use that. But my stuff's kind of small though, so I feel like a heat gun would be like a little bit too overpowering. I have candles, but a lot of them are kind of like already, they're where like the wick's like down low, so it's like that'd be kind of dangerous to try to get in there, even with holding my work with pliers. So I just opt for a lighter, it's just quicker. Actually, I have more control, I feel like, with the lighter. I think I've been doing small, tiny crochet since 2015. I've even now, just this year, finally started getting into more the micro crochet, which that's still a little bit hard for me. That's where you crochet with thread. This is actually yarn, by the way. It's splitted yarn. We were actually splitting some earlier. This is what it looks like before I split. It's just regular worsted weight milk cotton yarn. And I get like 5 strands from it, so my yarn lasts me a good while. These are only 50 grams a piece when I buy them, like the whole skein, but I usually cut off a good, like, decent chunk before I split it, because you can't just split the whole skein, or you'd be taking all day to do that. It's just much faster to take off a bit and split as you go, kind of thing. But yeah, this is so much easier to work with too. It's because it's yarn, so it's not like thread, because thread's kind of unforgiving, like when you, like, there's no bounce to it, like with yarn, you know what I mean? Like, it's just so stiff. But it's great for things like flowers and stuff, though. Like, actually crocheting flowers with the thread is not so bad. It's really the amigurumi that's hard. That's where it gets difficult. Anything flat that you can expand the shape of it a little bit, like the sides of it, quickly, like a granny square. It's not so bad with thread. I actually recommend for people who want to get into micro crochet, practice with those first, like granny squares. Maybe a flower or something, though probably a granny square would be easier because you're working with a longer stitch. Because the problem is there's not much to hold on to, and whenever I do the tiny amigurumi, my poor fingers will hurt from just pinching so hard at the thing I'm holding. Right, I still have yarn from 2013, actually. Though, granted, I only got this milk cotton yarn in 2020, I think. But yeah, I actually shocked. Like, yeah, I still got yarn from 2020, but Before I used Milcon, I was actually just splitting my Karen Simply Soft. It's actually one of the brands at work. Granted, though, it was a lot harder to work with because like when you split it, it's not stabilized, and so it's kind of fuzzy. It kind of looks like roving. Actually, it looks like a very thin thing of roving. It crochets up just fine. Like here, I have this little Molong right here. This little bunny. If you don't know Molong, she's a cute little potato bunny here in South Korea. You may have seen her on Netflix, maybe. She's got like a Netflix show now, but she was made with Karen Simply Soft, actually. I think, yeah, both the red, I think, yeah, except for the eyes, brown, that was regular cotton. But yeah, everything else she was Karen Simply Soft. Oops. And I still have some yarn I had from like freaking 2013, maybe even 2012, maybe, I think. So for my splitted yarn, I use a 1.4 millimeter, but it depends though, because I think it depends on the brand, because see right here, this is some cheap hooks I got off G Market. This is 0.5. This is not a 0.5 millimeter. This is because I have a 0.6 millimeter from Tulip that's way tinier. So theoretically, that other hook should be bigger, right? But no, this is like a 1.4. Actually, no, I think this one's more like a 1.3. This one's a little bit tinier than my 1.4. I go off by my Yarnology kit set that I used for so many years, and I would use the 1.4. But I also have, let me see, what's the other one? I have two Tulip hooks. I was trying to get, see, I have like this 1.25 from Tulip, and it's still bigger than my 1.4 from Yarnology. This one's probably more like a 1.5 or 6, I think. I can still use it for some things, just the stitches will be not as nice and tight like I would like them to be for some amigurumi. But yeah, so I think I need to get the 1 millimeter in Tulip to equal the 1.4 millimeter from Yarnology. It's so weird, you gotta kind of play with it. So it's never like an exact size, because like I did not know micro hook sizes can kind of change. Even I think I've heard regular sizes, like even like a 4 millimeter will be different in like different yarn breads. It's so crazy, because it's like, isn't it supposed to be like an exact size? Like it's called a 4 millimeter. It's not like women's clothing where it's like, oh, we just have a number or something. Like actually, don't some places I think have letters too, I think, for sizes. But yeah, it usually depends on the yarn too, because see, I actually found out I can use this still with my acrylic, because when I split my Karen Simply Soft, I only get 4 strands and they're a little bit thicker. The Milcon strands are actually a little bit thinner. So that's why I'm able to go with this like much smaller hook. I noticed when I would crochet with the other one that's like more my true 1.4, the stitches were nice, but they were a little bit on the bigger side. Like I found I can get even nice tighter stitches with this one. But this one is actually great for working with the acrylic because it's a little bit thicker and fuzzier. I will say though, if you do split Karen Simply Soft, it can be a nightmare to frog when you're working, so be mindful of that. It's like you might have to like cut and rejoin. Oh my god, right? It is so wild. Like, I have, like, I think, like, one pair of pants that says size 14, another that says size 12, another one that says, I think the other one's, like, junior, so it's, like, technically 13. And it's just weird, like, they're all, like, completely all over the place. Let me make some little berries. Add to this. The funny thing is, also here's like the side, like look at the difference in just yarn tension too, by the way. I made a smaller one last night. We just finished this other one. I thought they're gonna be the same size, but look how much smaller that one is. Like, that's just from yarn tension. I was working with some thread last night, so that might be why. And now that it's a new day, like my tension's much more relaxed. But yeah, you would think with the hook sizes though, it wouldn't be very different. Let's see, and I like making the berries. They're really easy. It's literally just 8 in the magic circle, 1 around a single crochet, and then like just sewing it up basically. Oh, okie dokie. Wait, hold on. okay, you're back from ads. Yeah, I always try to remember, oh, I also have like a little ad redeem. It's like only one channel point and it just has like a cooldown, I think, of like 30 minutes, just to make sure that I can't get spammed. But, yeah, you can hit that. It gives me like a cute little notification. It's got like cute little pushing gift play. I don't think you guys can hear the sound. It's just like a cute like little jingle or chime kind of sound. It like lets me know because sometimes I can't see when ads pop up on. I read my chat on my phone because the computer's over there. I'm at my crochet desk and I have to like literally turn my head. I still don't know when they're gonna eventually like put the little ad message, like ads incoming message, when they're gonna put it for mobile. Like that's just not available, I guess, at the moment. It's only available on PC chat. So sometimes I'm lucky and I'll catch it if I glance over at the computer. But yeah, most of the time I don't catch it, unfortunately. You know, said I actually used to have like a cool little ad starting in. It was like some kind of thing you had to do. Oh, it was like some kind of browser source thing, but it stopped working. Twitch must have done something and the browser source wasn't working anymore, and I was so mad. Because it would actually let people know when ads were coming. Because usually that little ad countdown, regular people can't see it, right? Only mods and I can see it. And it was basically like a roundabout way where you can kind of get your chat to be able to see that countdown too. And you just like go play around with the CCS to make it look nicer, and you could like pop it on your stream. I used to have it like, I think like above the chat bar. The chat bar used to be down here. I moved it upwards so I could have some space for my little PNG tuber. But I hate that I got rid of it though. I need to see if I can follow the tutorial again, and redo it. If not, then oh well. So when I make these berries, I basically just crochet, like I'll just do 8 in the circle, and then I'll just do 1 round of single crochet. Then I go through the front loops and I kind of like, I guess it's called whip stitch, like I kind of loop in and out, like, you know, when you finish off your work, like you just kind of go in through a couple stitches. So I go through the front loops though to make it a little bit cleaner, because I tried going through both and it didn't really quite work that great. It works much better when you just go through the front. That's how I make the little tiny berries. I'm not quite sure. I want to see how they're gonna look as earrings, maybe, because I really need to add some like Christmas stuff to the coffee page. It sucks because I actually had some snowflake earrings I was gonna add that I made last year. I just made them kind of a little bit too late. It was kind of more near close to spring when I made them. So I was like, I took the pictures. You might still see the pictures pop up here eventually. And they're really cute. The problem is though, I had some Christmas gifts I was trying to make up, and I forgot there were some like extended relatives. I'm like, oh shoot, I need to give them something. So basically what I did is I turned it into an ornament. I had like 4 pairs. I turned them all. I got 1 left actually, so I guess 3 of them I gave away. Here's like what one of them looked like. They had like the cute like little chain with a little gem at the bottom. And they also sparkle. I don't know if you can see that. I don't know if that's showing off. They got glitter on them. So I had to turn them into an ornament, basically. There we go. We're almost done with this one. trying to clean up the magic ring. One of the stitches was puffing out a little bit. There we go. Got a nice, perfect little round berry. I think I'm gonna make 3 berries. I think that'll look good. I want the earrings to be where they're gonna be like stud earrings, and it's gonna be like 2 leaves and 3 little berries. One problem is this one will be probably obviously not for earrings because like this leaf is so much, like the size is different, it's just crazy. But I realize I can still use it as like something to add to something to make it Christmassy, so that's why I'm keeping with it. Staying with this one. And then ones after I want to make into earrings, hopefully. Alright, so oh, where's my little thing? Oh, there it is. I have to say, probably your partner will be saying the same thing too. I don't know if they're into video games, but I got like also like little crochet video game characters. I don't know if he likes League of Legends or not. Does he play Fortnite? Got like a little Fortnite loot llama. I have like so many little characters in here. I even got like Blitzcrank from League of Legends. This was really hard to make. This guy right here, he used so much sewing, like so many little parts I had to sew together. So he's gonna be like the one and only. I don't think I can ever make him again. And also one of my personal favorites, I love like my little Petunia the bunny. She's real cute. And also a little summertime Pusheen. I made her like back in 2018. The glasses I only made just last year. They're actually removable. They're made with wire. I just basically glued on 2 little crocheted heart motifs with thread. This is I think when I was dabbling with the thread again. I made some cute little hearts. Let's see. All my kids play Fortnite. They used to, or lately they've been obsessed with Roblox game. And my older daughter used to love Pusheen. I hope she still loves Pusheen. I love Pusheen. If anything, actually, I just discovered r/Pusheen. You'll probably see, I think, a couple pictures of Pusheen pop up in there. I have like 2. One of her holding like a little book and a Starbucks. That's like, I think Gen Z for Starbucks, but I like using it whenever I talk about Pusheen though. Like I'm never like, I need a Starbucks. Like I never talk like that, but I don't know why. Something about like whenever I see Pusheen holding a Starbucks, or like a cute character, I love calling it a Starbucks. Like I have Dolgoody here, which that little pink raccoon. Oh, also for anyone lurking in chat, I got some sad news about Dolgoody. The character is now officially canceled. Everyone is so mad here in Korea because like just back in August they actually announced that they were working on a game for him. And this game was basically gonna save this character if it went well or not, but they didn't even get the freaking... I'm not sure who he is. He's like an executive or whatever. He didn't even give that a chance. He's like, nah, let's just get rid of the character. So I'm quite sad with that. The only upside to that is that eventually, like, if nobody buys the rights to him, eventually the IP can expire, and that means actually Dolgoody's free for all. That means I can actually crochet and sell Dolgoody products without getting in legal trouble. Right, I love Dolgoody. He's so cute. He's still a newish character. He's only been around for 3 years, but he's like really popular. He was really getting a lot of popularity this year. Like I have a cute little plushie of him from Banolin Pizza. I think you can see it on the tag. Like this was a show that actually he's making some progress, right? Like when you kind of do a collab with another business, right? That's usually a good sign for a character, because there are other characters this company would make didn't do so well, but he did really good. He did exceptionally well. And even though he's super popular and people begged them not to get rid of him, they still got rid of him. Like, he basically is like a little Hweseolwon worker. Hweseolwon means like company worker, so he like works at a company. The company was called 466, I think. Let me see. Where does it say? Yeah, oh no, 644, my bad. 644 is like the name of the company. We actually I live in Busan, we got to go to like the one and only pop-up store I ever got to go to. That means there are gonna be no more pop-up stores. Right? They're so cute. I have so many of them. The worst part is though, there's only one sheet. So basically, once I use these stickers, it's done. So I actually don't know how I'm gonna use these. You see some spots are missing because those went on my phone. I got them on my phone, so I gotta find a way to take them off carefully. They're very good quality stickers. They're very thick. I got them like eating a bag of chips, one of ice cream, and one of a little iced coffee. But yeah, so that's the thing. That's the thing is, if he's been around for 3 years, that might take 7 years. I think it's usually 10. I think. I'm really hoping some benevolent, well, probably not billionaire, but like, you know what I mean, like some benevolent rich person will like buy the rights to him and start making, because he's got like a whole YouTube as well. Like, if you go look up, let me find the YouTube real quick. It's called Doguri Official, and that's the thing is, like, they stopped making the cute. I was hoping they'd still continue with at least the artwork and the what do you call it? Like they do like little animation funny like bits and stuff. It's so cute. And it's just so heartbreaking seeing all the different like sad comments in their last video, because everyone's like, no, because they just read the article. Apparently it was a while back too, and what I'm really pissed about is they took away the what do you call it? They had a Google Drive that was connected to their Instagram, right, where you could go download the wallpaper and stuff, like for phones. Like they'd have like seasonal wallpaper. Like, see, I have what do you call it? Like this cute background. This is not an official wallpaper actually. Let me see what their official wallpapers are. Like I got some here. Like here's like the one from summer. It's too bright. Hold on, let me lower that a little bit. Like cute stuff like this, and they deleted it, which means no one can get the old stuff either. That's so sad. I have a calendar too, and I was really looking forward to next year's calendar. He's just so cute, such a cute little guy. It was so perfect. I'm honestly thinking, because I also draw a little bit, so I've not really drawn on stream though. I'm thinking he's simple enough. Maybe I should like start learning how to draw him. And I can use all the old artwork as a good palette, right? Like I have access to his colors. He's drawn in different styles too, right? Like this one's more almost like a vector a little bit, like how perfectly clean the lines are. And then you have ones like this. This one's a little bit hard to tell. You can see that the lines are a little bit squiggly. It's like a crayon almost. This one's like similar. Like he's got different little styles he's drawn in. So I really need to figure out what like pens or brushes I can use to achieve that look. Right, they got rid of everything. It's like so sad. Like the shop's gone. I mean, the shop's still up, but just nothing's on there, and it's just so sad. I'm glad I at least got a plushie. I mean, I didn't really buy a plushie because they are quite expensive, and I was like, I could just crochet my own. But yeah, I'm actually thinking like, man, if they let his IP expire, I'm gonna try to like take it. I'm gonna try to swoop in and just like make my own stuff to sell of him. Here's like the recent Pusheen I was working on. At least Pusheen ain't going nowhere. That's gonna be like a cute little summertime Pusheen, and I got a little cocktail in the making. Let me grab that real quick. I just gotta put it together, and I gotta crochet the rim of the coconut. Yeah, I had to make this with thread. That's why my tension was super tight last night. I got the little semicircle, and this took bloody forever, making the tiny umbrella and the tiny straw. The pink part for the pina colada was easy, but like, see how like tiny that is? It was really tedious. I just basically gotta sew it on there in the back loops, and then crochet through the front loops with some white thread and make the rim of the coconut, and then it'll finally be done. But yeah, that's kind of what it's gonna kind of look like for her while she wears her like little hat. The only thing I'm a little worried about though is like, how long are my fingers gonna be able to uphold doing stuff like this? I'm a little worried. Like, I do probably gotta make sure to take breaks and stuff, because like sometimes I'd be like, get some numbness here, like with the cubital tunnel. I actually had carpal tunnel back when I was 17. I actually had to stop crocheting for a year, but that wasn't because of the small crochet. If anything, actually small crochet, more like what I'm doing now, like working with the split yarn, actually saved my hands. I was able to still crochet and never have any numbness come back. Because before I discovered amigurumi, like back in 2013, I was like my senior year of high school. I was crocheting two Afghan. I was supposed to crochet two Afghans. I made one because my sisters have bunk beds, and so they were supposed to have like matching color but different like style Afghans to cover it. And I made what do you call it? I made the granny square one. I was gonna make a chevron one for my other sister. I'm really sad I never got to make it, but my hands went like were sort of going numb, especially here. So I had to just stop crocheting for a whole year. Picked it back up and discovered amigurumi in 2014, like late 2014, I think. Did some like normal size amigurumi, and then like 2015, we discovered micro crochet. I tried micro crochet, failed miserably. Then discovered sport weight yarn, which is a little bit thinner, right, than worsted weight. So I was able to make like small little plushies like this size, like little ornaments and stuff, little keychains. Got into that, and then I was like, the problem is the sport weight, there weren't that many colors of the brand, and there was like no other yarn weight of that weight at the store. And I was like, I have all this yarn I want to use, and I have all these colors, right? But like, how do I use it? And then I was like, I saw someone splitting embroidery floss. I'm like, wait, let me try splitting my yarn like that, because trying to peel it, I tried that so many times, it never worked because it gets all tangled. Then I realized what you want to do is, right, you want to pull it, right? Like when you split your yarn, you take out a single strand and you hold the rest and you pull it. So I saw that's how they were splitting their embroidery floss. I'm like, let me try that with yarn, and it worked. I was so happy. And now granted, not all yarn will split, but like some brands do, you just gotta test it. But so far, the milk cotton you get off AliExpress, that works. Milky Cotton, which is a Korean milk cotton brand, that works. If anything, milk cottons actually so far seem to be pretty good at splitting. Right. Yeah, I notice even when I do bigger crochet, I can feel it kind of come back sometimes if I go too fast. Another thing too, because at the time I was making those Afghans, I also had a crochet underground ring at my school. My sister was my dealer. And my sister at the time was still emo, and she had a bunch of like her gothy and emo friends. Because I used to be goth myself for the first few years of high school. Just my later years, I tried being more 80s. That's more my aesthetic. I really wanted to find it. Just it was hard to find clothing for that back then, so I just was mostly goth for the most part. But like, I still love, you know, that 2000s gothy emo aesthetic, right? Like the red and black striped stuff, right? So I had made her a tote bag where it was like red and black striped, and it had a red heart with a black outline for her pockets. And her friends loved it, and they're like, "Can your sister make me that?" And so that's how it began. Is I was making those two. And I had to make so many of them. I was severely undercharging myself. Can you guess how much I sold them in the beginning? I sold them for $7 a piece in the beginning. The idiocy of me. Oh my goodness, like I was severely undercharged. I was probably not even making that much money. Hey, Kina, how you doing? Let's see. Oh, I cross stitch too. I never thought to split my yarn before. To be fair, I think some people have tried it, but it's like they don't think to pull it like that. They think to like split it down the middle, right? And the problem is when you do that, it gets all tangled and messed up. I think the only way that works if you do it is if you're at a really like in a second floor building, and you let your yarn drop and just let it spin itself out. That's how I saw one lady do it actually. But she was splitting her entire skein of yarn, which I thought that was smart. But the problem is not everyone has like a second floor building, right? I know. I think around halfway I started charging $10, which is still nowhere near enough. You know what makes me so sad though, is if I had known amigurumi back then, and if I was able to do the small crochet I did now, I could have been selling keychains for like $1 or something. Which I know that's still undercharging, but at least I still would have been actually making a lot of money if they were like simple enough. Because one, getting a thing of keychains on Amazon in bulk was pretty cheap, right? And two was materials, because actually I at least needed 2 full yarn skeins, which were like $3 a piece back then. I think they were like $2.99, or were they $3.99? They might have been $3.99 actually. It depends on what brand I bought, because you know you need a lot of yarn for the tote bags. So a lot of that cost. That's why I was like, if I had now had I spent money on yarn to make the tote bags, I probably still could have made at least a little bit of money, but a lot of that went back into buying more yarn. Like at least, I think I was making like a $3 profit, I think. Depending on if the yarn was like, you know, Red Heart or if I was using the more expensive brand. I think I used the black Red Heart Super Saver and I would use like a better brand for the color. But yeah, that just like ran my hands into oblivion. But man, if I had known amigurumi back then, I could have been selling keychains for $1 or $2 a pop. Because you know, kids, they don't have much money on them, right? They got pocket change, you know, especially back then. They only had like pocket change and all that. But at least like it would have been like, it wouldn't have taken me as long because depending on what I make, usually they don't take that long if I make it very simple. It's really adding tiny details is what makes it take longer. But if it's like very simplified but still cute, pop on a keychain, I could have been making bank, I think. It's for a kid anyway. Like now, of course, I would like charge like maybe, I charge like $15 now for my keychains. Oh, right, big question. Oh, I never thought of that actually. I have heard some people do that. That's why I need to make sure I charge enough for my stuff because now granted there are people who do wholesale orders I've seen, but those are usually sold in like a physical store, I think. Right, you live in there. I mean, I was 17, so I was young and dumb. I'm almost 30 now. I'll be 30 next June. Wow, I got 6 months left of being 20 something. The big steps come in because like I know with my voice I don't sound very old. It's like a funny thing too because the face does not match the voice. Even Caleb let me know. Caleb's this kid who sometimes pops in on the YouTube side. What do you call it? And he's like, I saw one of your old streams. Yeah, you did not look like how I thought you did not look like how I thought you did with how you sound. I'm like, yep. Don't let the voice confuse you. It's hilarious because I would play Fortnite with my friend Dylan, who's from New Zealand, and his like Aussie friends are like, yo, how young are you? And I'm like, boy, I'm twice your age. And they wouldn't believe me. Dylan was the only one who had to tell him, like, no, bro, she's like literally almost 30. I think, well, now they're in their, I think they're college age now. But yeah, he was like 16 when I started playing with him. I think I was 23. But yeah, they didn't believe me that I was like, at the time I was 23. They didn't even believe me when I was 23. And I'm like, wow, I was pretty young back then. Like, when I see 23, it's like almost like a baby now. Because you're like barely 20. Oh, yeah, Star's a June baby too, right? It's like, it's nice, but it does kind of suck in the summer. Like, it's nice because you don't have to worry about, like, having to go to school on your birthday, right? It's great for that, but it does suck, though, if it's, like, really hot. Too hot to go outside kind of thing. Yeah, it kind of sucks. I'm gonna be one of them old ladies that have, like, a very young-sounding voice, I bet. It sucks, too, because I used to always wonder why kids, like, whenever I was, like, in a position of, like, to be the instructor for anything, like, back when Taekwondo, the kids like never listened to me, and I always wondered why. And my friend, he was like, it's kind of because how you sound. And now whenever especially when because I feel like I don't sound that young when I talk to myself, like when I hear my own voice, but when I hear myself recorded, the voice is even lighter, and I'm like, who the hell is this? I don't know who this is. Who are you? You know? It's just like, oh my goodness. Yeah, but I've had some people were shocked. I've even had a couple of people who didn't even think I was American. They actually thought I was Korean on here. I'm like, huh? You don't hear the distinctive Southern drawl, you know? 'Cause I'm from Tennessee. Oh, that's a who. We had someone try to guess where my accent was from. And of course, I said Texas. I swear. So many people like their first thought is always freaking Texas. I guess to be fair, Texas and Tennessee do have a similar-ish accent compared to the other ones. Like Alabama is its own thing. It's so, and Mississippi's got, I guess, well, I don't know. Mississippi and Alabama do seem kind of similar in my opinion. But they still have like their very own distinct accents, you know? Now, Appalachian Tennessee, I think that's why, because I'm not East Tennessean, so I don't have that Appalachian accent. That's very distinct, I think. You know, when you hear Dolly Parton speak, it's very different from how I speak, because it's West Tennessee. I'm from Memphis. I had someone come in, actually I had two different people come in at different times that actually were spot on, like, hey, you from Memphis? You sound like you're from Memphis. I'm like, wow, I didn't know they knew that. Apparently they used to live there. I think one person like grew up there and the other person like lived there for a few years, so they recognized it. Oh, that's nice. Your birthday's the day after Christmas, so I never had any school, but it was hard to have parties because everyone had holidays to do with their family. Oh no, did you also have relatives that try to do the whole get you one gift and be like, here's your birthday / Christmas gift? You know, kind of spiel. Now, it's one thing if the gift is very expensive. I think that's fine. If you, instead of getting 2 normal gifts, like normal price gifts, they get you one big expensive gift, that's fine. But if they just got you one really cheap gift and try to double it as a birthday gift, I hate that. Oh my god, the merry birthday gifts. Oh god, that's one thing I loved about my mom. Because I have 2 cousins, their birthdays are near Christmas, and she always made sure to get them either one really expensive gift or 2 decent, moderate priced gifts. So they wouldn't feel left out. And also, that's what I kind of like actually about being a June baby, because it's perfectly in the middle, right? When you're a kid, you load up on Christmas gifts, and then 6 months later, you load up on birthday gifts, you know? It's kind of nice. It's evenly spaced out. And actually, what I would do for the longest time, that's why I also have so much yarn, is because, well, before I would spend it on yarn, I would spend it on polymer clay. That's what my mom does. And so for many years, I would always get a $50 gift card from Michael's or maybe Hobby Lobby, depending on which relative. But I always get 3 of them every Christmas and birthday. I think my Aunt Di, Aunt Claire, and my Grandma Helen. Yeah, they would all gift me each a $50 Michael's gift card. So I had $150 every Christmas and birthday. So basically $300 a year to spend on art supplies, basically, as a kid. And especially in my later years, I started really amassing my amount of craft stuff, especially yarn. I think the last time I got that, I couldn't buy yarn because I was moving to Korea, so I had to buy more tools and stuff. And I think I got some pricey, I even got one of those fancy stitch counter things that I don't even use. That was a waste of $15. Yeah, right, I got that Virginia accent. I can't remember if my grandma, does Maryland have an accent? 'Cause my grandma grew up in Maryland. I didn't know if it was a similar region. But yeah, every 6 months, my oldest daughter loves that her birthday's, oh damn, we only 3 days apart. Mine's the 28th. It's just literally 6 months per, right? Because on one hand, it can be kind of great, I guess, if you're maybe an October baby or something, then you get all these Christmas gifts, and then you get, in just a couple months, you get, you get birthday gifts, and then in a couple months, you get Christmas gifts. But after Christmas, though, then it's such a long wait, you know what I mean? Especially as a kid, it can feel forever. So I think me being right smack dab in the middle was perfect, so I never became impatient about Christmas or birthdays. And another thing I liked was because I was a June baby, you know what's so funny is that I know this rule was made in the classrooms because they don't want kids to be excluded, but the funny thing is I'm one of those kids that would get excluded from the mean kids. So when you have a birthday, right, you can't invite your friends in the classroom unless you invite everybody, right? They had that rule growing up. I don't know if it's still a thing. That was the thing, right? If you invite someone, you have to invite the whole class. And I hated that because they were I don't want to invite the mean kids in class, right? I just want to invite my few close friends, and that's it. So it's so funny how this was supposed to be an inclusive thing, but it kind of actually backfired sometimes, right? Because you end up having to invite your bullies and stuff. And what do you call it? So at least with me being in the summertime, I didn't have to worry about that because there was no school. And it was so nice. I loved it. Never had to worry about that. I could just invite my friend Elena, my friend Sarah, and then just have some relatives come over and we just have a blast. Oh yeah, American accents me when they say two. It sounds like two. I don't remember how my grandma sounded because what kind of words she'd use? Oh, she would say "all my lands" all the time. I heard that's a thing over there, a East Coast thing. "Oh my lands," she'd say that. She was the only person I knew that would say that because no one else in my town would say that. So that's a very Virginia, Maryland kind of thing. I think it's supposed to stand for "Oh my Atlanta," I think, but it just got shortened to "Oh my land." She actually said it was plural though, so I think there's a third version where it's plural, "Oh my lands." It's kind of funny. Oh, why am I working the magic ring? I'm supposed to be making berries, not working with the green. My brain broke there for a second. Ooh, smart, right? I think that's fine. I don't think that's like necessarily like how to sneak out the teacher. It's just more if you invite them in class. Like if you wanted to invite the kid, like the kid, you know, you wanted to invite your friend in the classroom, you had to basically invite everyone. But as long as you're like doing it, I think like off the school, basically, so basically, right? You're doing it on the internet with text and emails and stuff. I think that's fine, right? Because also, who can like pay? Who wants to have 20 freaking kids in their house too? If you think about that, like, good lord, like, sure, yes, it's more presents, but a lot of times they kind of end up being gifts that, right? Because a lot of times these kids are not like your kid's friend, right? So they don't know what they want, so they just get something generic, and you're kind of just stuck with a bunch of stuff that they don't even really want. Oh, excuse me. Hey, Monrose, how you doing? Yeah, we're crocheting some little holly. The funny thing is, oh my goodness, I made this one last night. And we just made this one today, and my tension was so tight last night. Look how much smaller that is. It's the same pattern, the same hook, same weight, but that is, look how much tinier that is. I was crocheting way too tight last night. So this one will be like a unique one-off one, where the holly's a little bit smaller. I usually don't, I mean, they look fine with it if one is smaller, right? It looks kind of more organic, but they're gonna generally be the same size when I make them for earrings. Ooh, that'd be kind of a fun birthday, right? Like just after school's over. Ooh, that'd be kind of fun, right? Just have a party at the park next to the school. Let's see. Okay, so you can send the invites in the classroom, but just have the invite would say text me. And, oh, so then the only like parents who actually want to put an effort, who maybe know of your kid, want their kid to go to your party. So it's like that extra step. So like not everyone, you know, is gonna bombard you like at your party, right? Great. Could be a May baby too as well, because I know in some places they get out in June, right? Like I know my cousins do because they're in New York, but down, man, we got out at May, like I think May 20 something I think is when we'd get out. It'd be like almost the end of May, to be fair. But I remember being boggled, like, as a kid, thinking, like, some kids got to go back in September. I used to be jelly at that, but then I heard they go back in June. I mean, they end school in mid-June, I think. I'm like, oh, never mind. I like getting out before June. That would be nice to go back in September, though. My goodness, August was too damn early. Especially if you had gym class and they make you run outside. That was, like, God, that was awful. And the thing is, they've had kids die before. Like, I remember one year that I don't know if it was my high school, if this was Bartlett High School, but one football player guy died during practice in the summer because the coach pushed him too hard and wouldn't let him take breaks. And it's like, ugh. I bet you anything, he's probably one of them coaches that are like really overweight. He probably sat on a lawnmower riding along them like jogging around, like, you know, those kind of coaches. I bet he was one of those dudes, and they bark at you. Like, dang, man, you can't be pushing kids in this dang heat. And I know a lot of that generation, they don't believe in global warming. I'm like, oh, buddy boy, it's hotter than it was when you were young. It's getting awful, this heat. Like, well, not now because it's winter, but this summer here in Korea was awful. It was worse than last year. Like, I don't know how I'm going to survive next summer if it gets this bad again. Like, that was actually really horrible. Ooh, very close though, right? May 31st. Right, yeah, some unexpected friend would show up, but for the most part, it would be friends she knew from class. Right, yeah, I like how it's got that extra, like, it's got that extra, so you're still, like, being inclusive, right? But you're putting it to where they have to, like, put an effort if they actually really want to come. And especially because if you say, like, invite details, and if, like, well, I guess it depends if your kid knows the names of their bully's parents, but your kid could be like, hey, wait, no, that's so-and-so's parents that email you, don't let them come, you know, kind of thing. Alright, where I grew up, football was only played until the first week of school, then it snowed. Right? Like, it was only for such a short time. Yeah, oh, okay, so y'all start in September as well, because we had a law that said school couldn't start till the day, oh, after Labor Day. Because theme parks like King Dominions needed the team. Labor to help run the parks? What the heck? Only the laws has changed and more districts are transitioning to an earlier start date. Good grief! They're like, wait, no, but we need our child labor. I guess it's teen labor, of course, like they're working age, but still, it's kind of funny. We need our minor labor to run the parks. What the hell? Good golly, good gosh. I already heard Alabama got caught for having some, I think, 14-year-old kids working in freaking meatpacking plants. Like, the heck? Man, gotta protect these kids. They trying to get them to work in earlier and earlier than before. And if you read Jungle by Upton Sinclair, like, yeah, you know, the meatpacking industry is not a pretty great industry. Let's see. Oh, I'm still here, but I'll be right back. Alrighty, Moonrose. I'll just be working on this little holly berry. Oh yeah, we actually had a I think it's still there. We have a holly tree in the backyard, and I remember my mom had to keep me from eating the berries because they're such a pretty bright red. So like my child brain thought them as cherries or something, and she had to keep telling me, no, don't eat those. You'll die if you eat them. Only the birds can eat them. I think it's because I would see the birds eat it, and I would point like, see, the birds are eating them. Why can't I eat them? Because birds don't have the same stomach as you. But man, though, you have to be careful because running outside in the backyard barefoot, especially around that spot, could mean you get like a little sticker stuck in your toe. A little sticky leaf. Oh, I hated that so much growing up, like getting one stuck in your foot. I know, they do look like they'd be yummy. They're such a beautiful red, right? How could they not be? And I'm being jealous because, like, even though Arkansas is still like the South, but they got snow. We didn't. My cousins always get like snowstorms and snow days from school. We got a few snow days, but those were like not that great of a snow day. Not that much different. Like then like a little, like it'll be snow a little bit and then everyone panics and then they shut the schools down and then it's like nothing really happens. Classic southern snow day, I swear. I mean, it was great having the day off for school. I'm actually really sad for the kids nowadays because now I think they still do something. Whenever there's like a snow day, they just do online school, which that sucks. That's the only problem with online schools. It kind of really killed snow days, basically. I'm like really sad kids nowadays are not gonna be able to grow up with that. Those are the best, you know? Heck, this would happen after I graduated high school, but my sisters got to have a day that was they're out of school because it was too cold. To be fair, it was like the coldest I've ever felt in my hometown. Now that but the problem is it felt no different than when we lived in Wanju, which is a city closer to Seoul, and it's much colder up there. It felt no different than like one of those winter days, you know, like where it's like I think -5 or 10 Celsius. But yeah, it was really cold, and they shut down the school for the day because it was too cold. I think they just wanted to save some money on the heating. I think they're like, oh no, it's gonna be too pricey. We'll just let them stay home today. It was actually the day we got Blake. We went out to the pound and got our boy Blake. But he passed away early this year, so we had him for 10 years. And I think he was like, the vet thought that he was like 5 years old when we adopted him. I think he was more like 3 though. Because the vet said he didn't seem too old. He didn't seem like a 5-year-old. He seemed more like a 3 or 4-year-old dog. So he probably got up to be like 14 years. Oh, I misread this oh my god, I read this, why did I read that as Arkansas, Kenai? I keep forgetting you meant Alaska, Doey. I read that as Arkansas, what the heck? My brain, my bad. That's true, yeah, we don't really have the infrastructure. But like, what was with the deal of the whole it's too cold day? You know, like there's no snow or ice or anything. That was just hilarious. I think it was probably to save money on heating, I think. Ooh, right, yeah, we had more hurricane days since. Oh, see, we never had a hurricane day. We did have a day where we had a half day because of a tornado coming through, but the tornado never actually came through. I've never actually had a tornado really come through our town, except for once, and I wasn't even there. I was actually in Arkansas with my grandma and my cousins for the summer. And I remember feeling sick too because like it was just me there, and I'm hearing on the news what happened, and I'm just like sick and worried for my family. I think all that came through the neighborhood was just strong winds, like the actual tornado didn't come through, thankfully. But yeah, no one got hurt, thank goodness. Oh, sure. I didn't even think about that, right? Being next to the ocean. Oh. There goes my alarm. Hold on, let me turn off the heating. I have the heat going, and I only want to put it on for an hour. Also, I'll be right back. I'm gonna go use the restroom real quick.
Hot drinks really get you going. Warms you up when you feel you're slowing. Wendy's, we always serve it right away. And smile and have a nice day. Nice day.
Oh, hold on. Did I get it right? Oh my god. I swear. Wait, hold on. I just came back from the restroom. I was just trying to be quick. And I swear I always get a raid when I go to the restroom. What the heck? Wait, let me see who came in. Horror Queen Cosplay. Welcome on in. How you doing? And also thank you again for the raid so much. How you doing? Let me give you a shout out. Oh, you guys are playing some Stardew Valley. I was gonna say, what creepy horror game were you playing? It's like playing some wholesome Stardew. Oosh, right, yeah, we absolutely shut down when it's so school. We don't know how to drive and that stuff. Plus, it's not even just about not knowing how to drive, but our cars aren't equipped for it either, and we don't have like the, you know, the salt trucks coming through and all that. Wait, why is that still popping up? Let me see. Oh, it's my first time. We were raising money for charity, so it seemed fitting. All playing some Stardew. Why did that pop up? Hold on. I gotta. Oh, you know what? I think it's because the word charity popped up. Because we're not doing Booptober anymore. That's over. Hold on. Gotta delete that. That's been over with, unfortunately. That's been over for almost 2 months now. Yeah, we don't have the snow tires or chains or whatever. See, exactly, we don't have none of that. And also, why would we like invest in that if it doesn't, like, we'll have like whole winters where it doesn't even snow once, you know, sometimes. We're just, oops, I just poked myself. We're making some little holly. I got like, I can kind of see how it will look. I want to make 3 berries though per thing, but yeah, we're making some holly. I eventually want to make these into earrings, but this one right here can't be earrings because look at that size difference. Like, they're the same pattern, same yarn weight, same hook, but this one I made last night and my tension was super tight because I was working with the thread last night. And this one I'm a little bit more relaxed today, and this is how much bigger it is. And my goodness, the size difference. This is still perfect though for like a little decal, because I don't really want to crochet this tight again because that was kind of hard on my wrist last night. That's why I'm just gonna go ahead and add to this one, and like just make it like a cute little decal I can add to something, like, oh, or make my own ornament. I've just moved to a more mountainous area of Virginia. I knew it would snow a lot, and since I've been here, there's only been a dusting once or twice in the winter. It could just because of the global warming, especially if it used to snow in there a lot more often. Also, I gotta ask Hard Queen, what charity you guys raising money for? Let's see, because I know with the Starlight one, I always hear a 9.5 does that one. Oh, American Heart Association. I think you're actually the first one I've seen someone do the American Heart Association. Most of the ones I see are usually cancer based, but right, we can't forget about our poor little heart. I think I've even seen a prostate cancer one too. I think that was for November, right? I think that was the big thing in November. It was like prostate cancer awareness. Isn't that what the No Shave November is? I think it's November, right? Hope I'm not getting my months mixed up. All right. Oh yeah, maybe it's like the spot you're living in, where instead of getting the snow, you're gonna get more of the rain. Oh, that sucks though. Right, especially if you're like really looking forward to some snow. It snows quite a bit. Oh man, they got a lot of snowfall up in Wanju. I mean, up in Wanju and Seoul and stuff. Like lots of snow. And because I'm down in Busan, so we get the salty, you know, ocean air. So it never like, well, I think it sprinkled once, and it never even like touched the ground. Like it just like sprinkled in the air, and it would just like already be melted by the time it hit the ground. It was funny. And it was only for like, I think like 10 seconds, and then it just stopped. We got to have a teensy little bit of snow. Let's see. Oh, gotta lurk and also enjoy the cozy vibes. Oh, no worries. And also do your after stream self-care, because I know, especially after a long stream, you're probably like tired, thirsty, hungry, sleepy. I swear, I always need like a meal and a nap after stream. Let's see, we just gotta sew up this, or crochet up this little berry, and then I can like put it together and see how it'll look. I might make it into a pin maybe or something, or I don't know, depending if I want to make it into an ornament. I do have like a little Christmas tree I need to put up. It's like a small one. The sad thing is I didn't put it up last year. I was just so busy with everything last year that I totally forgot to put it up. And this year it's like we're already almost halfway through December and I still haven't put it up. I have no ornaments to put on it though, because I wanted to crochet all the ornaments for it. But the last 2 years, I bought it 2 years ago, I keep having to like crochet other people's ornaments, like for my family and stuff. But I got most of the Christmas gifts done. I still gotta work on some gifts for my aunt's family. I just gotta crochet 3 gifts. I'm gonna send theirs separately because I didn't get it done in time. So normally when I mail the gifts, I crochet all throughout the year. I send with Mr. Coffee when he goes on a business trip. He just finished his last one of the year in Boston and I didn't get it done in time. So I was like, you know what? I have their address. I'm gonna just mail theirs separately from here and just send the rest because I don't want to send a year's worth of crochet in an international parcel in case it got lost because I would like be devastated by that. But if it's just 3 little gifts, you know, and if it gets lost, I can just crochet them again. But yeah, it's like a whole year's worth. I don't want to lose that. Oosh, my goodness, right? Wait, so you have a fraction, possibly a fracture in your foot? Oh, that's scary, especially you don't want to be walking on that. I called my primary care manager to make an appointment and they were like they were able to see me in an hour. Unheard of, right? Like, but yeah, that wouldn't be done in America. Nope, no way. Unless you paid like a crap ton of money. God, hearing more also about that Brian Thompson dude, about the shit he did. Gosh. Ugh. Like, it's just funny when I see the other, like, CEOs trying to, oh, he was a loving man, blah, blah, blah. He touched so many lives. Yeah, he touched them with, like, the death touch. They died when he touched them. Like, hearing his, like, algorithm or like, not algorithm, AI he used and all that shit to, like, deny 90% to senior citizens. I'm sorry, but that's just disgusting. I bet that dude's got a kill count higher than probably any serial killer in America, I bet you. It's just, American healthcare is just so absolutely ridiculous. I know, right? Yeah, a whole year's worth of being lost. Alright, I already lost some strawberry hair clips I made one time. That was with EMS. I sent that with EMS, so that was like $35 of shipping. It was the first time I was sending my first international parcel, and freaking USPS lost it. It cleared customs, everything fine, but they just I think something happened to the package. I think the label must have gotten damaged because we've mailed to this lady before, so her address is correct. Just we had mailed to her domestically. And, so I'm wondering, like, what the deal was, you know, about that. I think it got stuck in a black hole, because, like, if the address is correct, why would it get lost? You know what I mean? Something must have happened to the package where it must have been unreadable, I think. Probably what is, like, can you get, like, a fracture after, like, pressure just being applied to it over time? I know my sister had a cracked rib and she never had an injury. That's the thing. She thinks it was just from running too much, I think. She's never fallen. She's never had anything that could crack her rib. But yeah, she had a cracked rib one time, or not cracked, fractured rib. So I think it was like from, like, I don't know, maybe how she slept at night or from running too much. But yeah, she eventually got like a fracture on her rib. Hey Smokey, how you doing? We're finally back up. I had to fix my mic. I had to like restart the computer and everything is annoying. Because a lot of times when I replug the mic back in, the sound is too quiet, and the only way to kind of get to work is to restart it. Oh, right. Here it would have been like an urgent care visit, primary care visit. Wait time is like 3 months? Damn. Oh, heck no. I don't want to go 3 months with a fractured foot. That's the worst part. It's like, it's even happening to people with like health insurance, right? You would think if you had health insurance, you wouldn't have to wait this long, but apparently some people do. And it's just like, and then they can still deny it too. At the end of the day, after all that waiting, they deny it. That's like a, ugh. I think actually when I go to the States, I'm probably not going to even bother with buying insurance. Oh, I must know. Capri, wait, is it Capri or Carpi? I didn't know if it could be Carpi maybe, but like when I see like C-A-P-R-I, I think like Capri Sun, kind of. But, do they still have that law where if you make a certain amount of money and you don't have health insurance, you get fined for it or something? Or did they get rid of that? I remember that was the thing. My poor parents, like, they're working class, but they couldn't, like my dad on paper, my dad at the time made too much because he was a trucker, right? But he was an independent contractor, meaning he made all the money, right? Like, he didn't get paid by an employer, like he was a contractor. So he made all the money, but a lot of that money had to go back into his own truck, like, you know, diesel repairs. That truck was always breaking down. Like, anything new he needed, like tires and stuff. New grill for when he actually hit a deer. Like, so a lot of that money went back into the truck. A lot of it did. But on paper, it looks like he's making bank. But in reality, he's only like getting like a good, like a small sum of that, really, to be able to use. Okay, so it's like a Capri Sun, okay. But like, we could not, especially because we were like a family of 6, we could not afford healthcare. Like, actually, after my parents had TennCare back in the 90s and early 2000s, and after my sister had her kidney problem, they dropped it because I think they dissolved or something, so we didn't have health insurance after that. We just couldn't afford it. It was just too expensive. Hey, Caleb, how you doing? Oh, and also happy birthday. So I saw I still ask you when you do your taxes. Oh, are you guys sucking ass? Okay, one momento. Oops, wrong thing. There we go. Oh, really? They should have been going off your net, not your gross income. Okay. But they still had to pay the fee, though. Like, even when we all moved out. Because I know the fee is bigger when you have minors in the house. But I think, well, I think my youngest sister, I think, was still technically a minor. But all of us were all adults, though. So, yeah, it's like, ugh. Even then, it's like, I didn't like that rule. Like, that was kind of weird. Because, like, we already know how scammy health insurance is. Like, if anything, it's just better to take that money and just put it into a savings account and just save up for an emergency. Like, that's actually what people used to do anyway. So I don't know why they had to make it mandatory to pay into one of these, like, crummy companies. I did see Kaiser had, like, the smallest percentage of denial rate. So, if anything, it probably seems best going with Kaiser. But I guess that's the problem is, right? Because I don't think it's always about, like... I think it depends on your location, right? Because, like, sometimes you might not have access to that health insurance, right? Because, like, Kaiser's not going to be available in all the states, in all the, like, localities and stuff. So it's like, ugh. That sucks. And I heard a lot of people got United Healthcare with their job, so they were, like, stuck with it. And I'll just be like, heck no. Also, I need to know, if your job offers healthcare, do you have to pay for it, or can you opt out? I wonder how many people were forced to have to pay for United just because it was in their job or something. Yikes. We didn't want that. Sad they caught the guy, though. So I'm a little sus about it, because, like, I don't know, it just seems too perfect. He had everything on him. Like, I don't know. Smelling a rat. And what's even funnier is the dude came from a wealthy family, like, so this dude technically, even though I think he talked about having back pain and stuff, even then, he's from a really wealthy family, so, like, health stuff would not have been a problem for them. Like, he would have gotten the best of the best care. That's why I'm a little, like, is that the real dude, or is this, like, a fall guy, you know what I mean? He just seems so sus. Right, he's the Batman. And he looks so young, too. Like, I know they say he's 26, but that kid looks like he's straight out of college, doesn't he? He looks so young. He looks like he's, like, 20 or 19. He don't look like he's 26. that's true. But it seemed like his parents paid into his stuff, though. Like, he... You know, like, I'm pretty sure his parents would not have denied him having healthcare and stuff. What, are there rich people who, like, deny their kids healthcare? Like, that'd be crazy if they do. They didn't mention it, like, I think if he got disowned, maybe. I didn't hear nothing about him being disowned. I heard he, like, kind of went off on his own, though. It just seems kind of funny and ironic, too, actually. A dude from their same social economical class is the one who, like, if he is the guy who did it, and not, like, a fall guy, that is kind of I will say that is kind of hilarious. Like, someone from their own side, you know? And not to mention the fact that it was a McDonald's employee that ratted him out. Like, what? Bro. Seriously? It's just like... It was a boomer, though, so I don't know. Can never... To be fair, like, the boomer generation were probably drilled in their head as kids, you know, to, like... If you see something suspicious, call the police, right? Our generation grew up with, like, not trusting the police, but their generation grew up with, gotta trust the police, you know? So that could be why, maybe, because of, like a generational difference, but still, it's just, like, ironic, like, what the heck? See, hey, Disco Mouse, welcome on in. Oh, he was working at some point, but he didn't work sometime in 2023. Was that, I heard he had, like, a mental break, like, he kind of just disappeared and went off the grid, and, like, you can see, like, right, his, like, posts from friends and family were like, hey, you haven't been, I haven't heard from you in a while, like that, you know, those kind of stuff. Apparently he was supposed to go to a wedding, too. I saw, like, the tweet of, like, you made commitments to my wedding, but I haven't heard back, blah, blah, you know, like, stuff like that. So that's kind of crazy, like, makes me wonder what happened. Let's see, you're gonna be on tomorrow night? Oh yeah, today's only Thursday, so I'm on tomorrow as well. And then after that's the weekend, wait, what's your... Oh, I thought it was 26, actually. Is it 24 now? Or is it 24 in some states? I always heard it was 26. Oh, man, I just realized that. Yeah, he's actually... Oh, that's right. He's 26, so he wouldn't even be on his parents' healthcare. Well, I mean, like, I didn't think about him being on his parents' healthcare. I'm just saying, like, they just would have given him money to have his own healthcare. I mean, heck, they'd have the money to just pay out of pocket if they don't want to pay for the health insurance, you know? Oh, it's been an exhausting day of work. Oh boy, I bet though. You got any big old fires you had to fight today? The weird thing is, when I look at the footage though, like the actual shooting footage, like, wasn't the jacket black or something? And then the Luigi guy totally matches like the smiling pic. I think that's totally him. But those are the pics of him wearing a different jacket. You know what I mean? Like, so that's why I'm a little, like, did he have two jackets on him? Oh my god, right, your husband has the same jacket. Oh boy. Let's see. Alright, I'll see you tomorrow. Well, have a good night, Moonrose. I know it's probably late your time. Let me get to sewing this one together. Sew this to the back, this one, and we can sew the little berries on. Dang, you guys be still getting grass fires still? Good lord. But what's the cause of them? Must have been something, I guess external? Surely it's not hot enough to cause the grass to be combusting on its own. Oh, control burn. Okay, that makes sense. And so that's like preparations for next year then, I'm guessing, when they do like a control burn, right? That's like to make sure it's like there's less likely areas that are gonna probably burn on their own once summertime comes. Honestly, oh, that's actually smart. I never thought about doing control burns in the winter. That's actually smart. I Oh, I heard there's a Bob Dylan movie coming out this Christmas. For that, I'm like in the big out of the loop of a lot of movies coming out. I'm still waiting on GTA 6. When is that coming out? I'm also still waiting on I think the second Squid Game is coming out soon though. Well, that's not a movie, that's more a TV show. But that's finally coming out. I think it was supposed to come out last year, but I think it got delayed, I think. Heck, I'm still waiting on a sequel for Kingdom. I don't know if anyone of y'all watched Kingdom. It was actually really popular in both in the States when it came out back. I think it was during the pandemic. It was the Korean like old-timey historical drama, but like it's not an actual historical drama, you know what I mean? But old-timey Chosun era style zombie movie, like not movie, it was like a TV show, but like zombie TV show, and it was actually pretty good. There's supposed to be like a sequel, but I haven't heard anything about it, so they may have canceled it maybe. Oh, I also heard I have some good news and some bad news. Uh-oh. What's the bad news? And hopefully the good news outweighs the bad news. Because sometimes like stuff will like hang onto my sleeve and then fall off the desk, and I don't want that. Now I can work on this, and I'm gonna probably leave these yarn tails actually to like be able to attach to whatever I want to attach it to. Oh wait, should I attach these to the plushie maybe? Or that'd be too much. Well, no, because I did everything with. We finally did some big crochet the other day, and I made this for my niece Yeonseo. This will be her second Molong plushie. And what do you call it? It's gonna be her little Christmas gift. It's so cute. Look at it. Along with a little hot cocoa. Oh, well, she turned out so cute. Uh-oh, last night I had to take my cat, Sam, to the vet, unfortunately. Oh no, I had kidney failure. We had to make the difficult decision. Oh no, it's right. So many pets are dying this year. Like, we already lost, you know, Blake and Deuce this year. It's like, no, poor little Sam. It's like, too many pets are dying this year. Honestly, it made me think of like, you know, it's like 2024, and in Korea, the number 4 means death. in Chinese characters, so that's why when you sometimes see some older hospitals in Korea, they don't have a fourth floor, they put F instead of the number 4 because of like the superstition. Let's see. Oh dang, he was 10 years old though. At least he got to live a good 10 years. Because I know like once you get up in that like a decade, I really wish pets would just live longer, honestly. Like Blake probably could have lived a bit longer, but he had a liver failure, unfortunately. Let's see, but oh goodness, I got the loan though. Well, that's good to hear. I know though, but it's sad always to hear the poor death of the poor cat. Because honestly, pets are family. Even just this year too, actually because I saw her post a bit ago, my friend Elaine, her cat actually just passed away, I think last month. What's his name? I think his name was Cheddar. Thankfully, Ross is still kicking. She's got another cat named Ross. But they had an orange cat named Cheddar. Alright, oh, so I plan to do the, redo the roof when done. Oh, that'd be good to get that done, right? Because always roofing is very important. Okay, we got one berry on there. Now let's get the second one. Oh, guys, like 10 grand? Dang. Home improvements are expensive. Good lord. That sounds like the thing makes me a little hesitant. It's like, on one hand, I want a house, but at the same time, I don't know if I want the cost that comes with it when it like to repairs and stuff. Especially seeing some of the prices of these homes that are like not even renovated. Like, I'm side-eyeing that like small tiny 2-bedroom house in Florida that's like dilapidated and needs heavy renovations. They wanted like $500K for it. Like, nah, no, we paying that much? That needs to come fully fixed and everything. That needs to be fully renovated. Like, these like real estate places are just so delulu. Alright, oh and yeah, whatever money's left is gonna be getting the fence all nice and redone. Oh man, my poor parents probably paid so much in fencing because like I don't know, do you have any problem with this? Do you ever like any of the neighborhood teenagers like come by and just like destroy your fence, like peel it off like the top bit? That was like oh my god, the group of teenagers in our neighborhood were just so awful about it. Like, my parents would fix one board of fence, and then before you know it, another board would break. Like the top bits, like someone's like purposely tearing off the top half of the board to look in or something. And at least like, I think they replaced 5 of those before they finally was like, you know what, screw it, let's redo the whole entire fence, right? They made the whole thing brand new. And I think but a year later, another one was already top bit was broken. It was just like, what the heck, you know? There's no tree by it that could be like where branches were heavy enough to fall off and break it. No, it's like, these little scoundrels. Like, the funny thing is they're probably adults now, and they're probably going through their own financial strife now. It's like, wanna play around, like, buddy, like, now they're having to probably pay expensive high rent and shit. But yeah, I could never get that because like even when I was a teenager, I just didn't have that like destructive energy some teenagers have. I never understood that. Let's see. Oh, okay, no, yours was more like Mother Nature destroying your fence and oh, it's rotted and kind of still standing. Asher's right. It's kind of just like when it's like Mother Nature takes it out. And it's still standing. How old is it? It's like maybe it was made with better wood back then. I remember my parents' original fence was actually standing pretty good for many years. It's like only around like the 2010s is when it started like really falling apart. It partially was because of that. It was because the neighborhood teens were like literally destroying some of the pieces. But even then they were like getting old. Oh dang, 20 years. So yeah, that's probably made with better wood, I bet. It's probably like the newer wood nowadays they probably make it so cheap that it won't stand very well. You end up having to replace it more. Okay, now to do the final berry on tap. Oh, honestly, that might be smarter, right? Get them, get a metal chain link fence. I know sometimes though the wood, well, depending on how high you make the wooden fence, like they do offer more privacy, but right, you always have to replace them because you know wood, especially with rain and winds and stuff, don't last very long. Oh, I never thought about adding moss on top of it. That hopefully will help keep a little bit of privacy. No, right, especially I don't know if you got like nosy neighbors, like you don't need the neighborhood Karen peeping in your fence. God, we already had to deal with 2 of those kind of ladies growing up. Like we had this one lady who had just moved in. She wasn't like a neighbor, she was more like here's our house, right? We had the neighbors behind us, we had the neighbors next to us, and then we had this neighbor that was behind our other neighbor, basically. So she's like kind of adjacent, so we only see like a sliver, right? She would poke her damn head out to see what us kids were doing all the time and spying on my mom. She was just nosy, but she was a classic Karen, though. I got nothing better to do. I think that's the big problem with Karens. A lot of them are just like bored suburban moms. It's like... That's why I try to advocate. Like, I'm a big advocate for, like, when you become a mom, do not lose yourself. Like, still keep your hobbies and stuff, because if you make your kids your whole life and stuff, like you end up not all of them, of course, but like a lot of times you can end up becoming like the neighborhood Karen because you just like have nothing better to do. I wonder if that's why my mom was such a good mom, because she actually had, you know, she was a really creative person, had her own hobbies, and that was like the things we bonded over was doing like art, like drawing together with her, doing the polymer clay. And even when I stopped doing polymer clay, because I got tired of having to wash my hands in between colors, it was really drying my skin out. I was still like crocheting in the room with her, and we'd have chats and stuff, you know. Like have a hobby you can like share with your kids, you know. Not become some grumpy lady like spying on your neighbors because you got nothing better to do. I know, right, Maisha? Like, why are people incapable mind their own business? I swear. Oh my god, like, Maisha, what are the Karens like in your country? Like, are there any like particular behaviors they have that are like different from like a classic American Karen? It was so funny too, because like they had a pool, and she what do you call it? We also got a pool, but like not a, they had an actual in-ground pool, I think, built, and we had just like the classic, you know, above ground pool. And she'd always like, before we got the pool, she'd always like look over the fence to see if we were looking over at them. Like I think it was kind of like a, she wanted to make sure we were envious of her pool or something. It was really weird. And then one time when we got the pool, she couldn't stand it. She kept like looking over, and the pool was very far from actually the corner, right? Like here's her little corner house, because like our house is here and her house is actually behind our next door neighbor's house. And what do you call it? And the pool was like over in this side, like very far, and she would like be stepping up, trying to stretch her neck into that little corner of the fence, trying to peep out. Like, what are they doing? Because like her kids were so loud when they play in their pool. Silence, right? Like nothing. She'd just encourage it on. But as soon as we would like do the same, she's like, what are them kids up to? What are you doing? It's like, I think she was miffed that we had a pool, even though it's not the same, but we were, as kids, we still enjoyed it. It's like, how dare you not be envious of our in-ground pool? Like, what the heck? Oh my goodness, right? Oh jeez. Can't be fair though, I would be terrified to live in front of a high school. Like, I know there are some kids who will be up to no damn good in shenanigans. I know teens get a bad rep, but some of them get a bad rep for a reason. Like I was saying, right? Like they were like the teens in our what do you call it? In our neighborhood who kept destroying my poor parents' fence. It sucked too, because my mom was actually well beloved by most of the kids in the neighborhood and the teens, because she was like the anti-Karen, right? She was like the least uncaring person, pretty nice, but I think some of them though took advantage of her kindness. She was just like, right when they would break a fence board, she would just go and fix another one. So I do wonder, when you live in front of a high school, like, do you have to worry about like, you know, pranks and stuff? Like, you know, the bag of dog doo-doo lit on fire. Like, does she ever have to deal with that? Maybe I can maybe give some Karens a little bit of slack if they've had some traumatic like interactions like that, like have their house TP'd when too many times or egged or something. You know, that's called like, oh, especially when you get your car egged and you gotta like get the painting redone. Like that's expensive. That's not cheap. I can maybe get that, but if they're just like bored or just like snotty and stuff, I cannot stand that. But oof. But dang. I guess would she come out yelling at the high school kids if she thought they were doing something bad? Because the problem is when they get a little bit too, if they did have something traumatic happen to them, they'll get like too hyper vigilant and they start like attacking all teenagers and paint them all with the same brush, which is you know, not the thing to do. Gotta have discernment, you know, which teens were the troublemakers and which ones are like just going to school and minding their own business, you know. Oh, right, really? So a couple of years ago, we actually would get a couple of complaints about fences for like 10 years, and it was stopped for a while. It was the same thing happening, like they were just like, some teens were like destroying the fence too. Like, what's with teens and destroying fences? My goodness. Leave the damn fence alone. Good lord, it's not cheap. Not to mention, you're killing the poor trees. I guess the most similar stereotype we have here is the neighborhood, oh, the gossiper, like the one lady who tries to snoop in on everyone in the area. Oh my god. The big thing is she's probably got so many secrets. That's why her hair is so big. She probably got some tea though. Honestly, I wonder what it'd be like kind of being sneaky and befriending the neighborhood gossip Karen. but like never let her know your actual true deeds. Like, right, kind of like withhold information about you or give like false details, or like make your life sound so bland and boring that it's like she's uninteresting to you, but like get all the tea about the neighborhood. Unless like the gossips are like just straight up lies though. But I wonder how much tea you could get out of someone like that. Oh, the reason I know this Karen had cameras was because I got team boned by my by a 98-year-old. Oh my goodness, what were they doing in the car? No, you like even when you're still sharp in the mind, it's like your reaction skills are just not the same at 98. No, you should not be driving at 98. Good lord. On my way to high school, and when I was a kid, she came out ranting and raving about oh no. And you're speeding and listening to loud music. Turns out I had stopped at the yield sign, and the lady who hit me had not stopped at all. So she got to eat her words. Wait, did her recording actually help you out? Like her, what do you call it? The fact that she had cameras so they were able to see that she did not stop, kind of thing. But still, yeah. It sucks because there are teens who do that though, like who speed, and because I remember I used to go pick up my sister. And oh my god, some of them kids were some of the worst damn drivers. Like, not in a like they're a bad driver in skill wise, but bad as in like they're just terrible. Like they speed. I don't mind the blasting music though, because I like to blast my music as well. Though I will try to turn it down if I'm next to a car. Like if we're at a stoplight, I'll turn my music down a little bit. But yeah, but some of them do be speeding. A lot of them though are just like, you know, just trying to get home and driving normal. So I think that sucks when you think all teens are like that. That's why for us, we gotta have discernment about like, we know that not all teenagers are like that, but here's like one little thing of holly that we got. I'm like wondering if I should add it. The plushie, or would that be too much? Where would I add that? Maybe on the hat? The only thing is we already sent a picture to the brother-in-law of this, so I think if I add something it might like throw him off. So maybe I shouldn't. Or maybe I should save this for something else. Ooh, and there's some that go too far. Yeah, they go too far. Oh, she didn't have her lights on either? Ew. At least I got it all on camera for you. Oosh, right? So I'm guessing like teens got the shenanigans and it ended up in someone losing their life. There's always like some tragic stories like that. It's real sad. It's just like, why? Why? Don't be dumb. Don't make these dumb decisions, you know? Oh my god, the amount of time I hear about someone's kid who like stole the car, the family car, went out driving at midnight, ends up crashing and, you know, unfortunately passing away. It's just like, no. You would think the teens would hear stories like that of the past and be too scared to do something like that, right? But I think the problem is a lot of people always think, oh, it couldn't be me. That happens to other people. Like, good grief. Oh, right. It's like, that sucks though she never apologized. Like, that would have been nice if she had apologized, you know? And recognized, like, hey, here's a teenager who was not speeding and being loud and mean and was just trying to drive to school. Oh, dearie, my husband's teenage life. Oh my god, did he sneak out a lot? I've never snuck out before. Granted, we did have dogs, so it'd be, like, impossible to sneak out. As soon as they hear the door, they start barking. But I had no, like, inkling to sneak out. I had no reason to sneak out. Like, there was also nowhere really anywhere cool to hang out if I did sneak out. Like, it was just like, what am I gonna do? Go to the park? And for what? There's probably creepy weirdos there or something, you know? Oh no, it took the car and spun out. Oh god. Bet you your in-laws would probably never let him live that one down. Oh, so I was actually on my way to work after my drill practice.
Oh, that's right. Dusk is nighttime, right? I don't know. I'm thinking of like my brain was thinking of like dawn, like on your way to school kind of thing. Oh, right. Especially seeing more children and stuff like that. That's got to take a toll on you. Oh yeah, I always wondered, do they offer like counseling and stuff for people in the fire department? Like even though you're volunteer, like I hope they have services like that available to y'all. Cause that's why I know I'll never be able to do that line of work. I'm just like I could never. I could never be like a 911 dispatch caller. I could never oh, that's good they do. That's good. Like yikes. I could not. I wouldn't be able to hold myself together. I swear, this yarn fuzz, I keep getting something in my eye. Oh my god, like, the other day I had to go to the bathroom and figure out what the heck was in my eye and look in the mirror, and it was like bits of fuzz from the Chanel yarn had gotten in my eye. It's like, ah! I wonder if that's still floating around, maybe. Alright, let's make another one. Hopefully this time they'll end up being the same size. Alright, yeah, I gotta try not to bottle it up, but also I gotta try not to talk about it too much. I know that's like the difficult thing, right? It's like on one hand, if you don't talk about it, it gets bottled up and that festers like a infected wound kinda. But if you talk about it too much, like sometimes I can still like bring like your mental health down a little bit. It'll make you feel sad. But I think it does kind of help though to talk about with somebody though. I think bottling up is probably the worst, right? Feeling like you have no one you can talk about it with. Because sometimes, I think when we do talk about stuff with people, it's like, that's why we have, like, you know, those friends, you know, can kind of just shoot the shit with and, like, talk about your life's troubles with, how you always kind of feel better after one of those talks. It's kind of like the same thing with therapy, right? Like, you finally can kind of get it off your chest a little bit.
Oh, please don't tell me they got hit by a drunk driver. I got this weird thing about, like, how drunk drivers just seem to kind of, like, have some kind of weird universal magnet to pregnant people in cars. Like, you always hear about, like, a poor pregnant woman getting hurt, like, crashing into a drunk driver crashed into them and they all die, but the drunk driver lives. It's just like, yikes. So that's why, like, if me and Mr. Coffee try for kids, I ain't going out in no car in the night. No, them drunk drivers are not catching me. Whatever freaking weird universal magnet there is to that kind of stuff. No, thank you. And you don't even have to be in a car. You could just be out walking. I heard a really sad one where the lady was out walking in a stroller. I think the kid survived, but yeah, the pregnant woman unfortunately didn't make it. Her and her baby. It's just like, what the heck, drunk drivers? Can you, like, not? Oh, she was letting a 16-year-old drive her? Wait, was actually the 9 months pregnant? Oh, she's like in labor possibly? That could, like, explain for, like, if they were, like, driving erratically, maybe the poor 16-year-old was having to drive either her friend or, I don't know if it was, like, her sister or whatever, but, trying to drive her quickly to the hospital. That's always sad when you hear that, too. But, you know, we can't afford an ambulance ride, honestly. Like, an ambulance ride is, like, a bankruptcy, bankrupt sentence, basically, in this day and age. Oh, so sister. Oh, damn. I'm guessing the 16-year-old made it. That's sad, too, because then, you know, like, she's gonna probably feel responsible, and that's gonna weigh on her heavily for the rest of her life. Oh, I thought you said the 12-year-old died. Or do you mean like 1.2 years old? Okay, so the 16-year-old and the 12-year-old. Also, just the 19-year-old pregnant woman, she passed away, but still that's sad though. Ooh, right, we had a permanent car wreck decided to display in our parking lot at high school. That's smart, too. I mean, yeah, wait, it was... Oh, wait, were there two 12-year-old boys? I just had 4 fatalities. Wait, how many people were in the car? I know technically the, pregnant woman and, her unborn baby, that's like 2 fatalities, right? And then, like, the 12-year-old kid. Oh, who was the 4th one, then? Oh, they got different laws in Alaska. Like, everyone over 14 could have a car. Because I know in America it's like you gotta be 16, I think. But, or not in America, but you know, like in most states I think it's 16. I didn't know if they had exceptions over in Alaska, maybe. Oops, did I just do another double crochet? It's supposed to be half double. Right. Man, though, by the time I got old enough, they changed the rules. Where you had to get your permit, but you didn't get like your full license at 16. So I was like, screw that. I'm not paying for your extra bureaucratic paperwork. I'm just gonna wait till I'm 18 so I can get my Class D. I literally got my permit at 18 and got my class C, I think like 3 months later. Because that's the thing too, is like there's no time limit, right? Like when you're, I think 15 to get your permit, right? I think you have to have at least the permit for 6 months, I think, before you can even, and then be 16, I think, before you can even get your class C, at least back then. Or at least with this new thing now. My sister had to wait because she wanted to be able to drive to school. I was like, screw that, I'm not, because you know, you have to pay for your, not only your 16-year-old license, you have to also pay for a 17-year-old license. So that's like 2 extra things you gotta pay for. I'm like, and take a test for. I'm like, not paying into that. Nope. You're not getting that money out of me. I'm gonna just wait. Oh, do you mean a 1 and a 2-year-old? Also 2 little kids, okay. Because the 12-year-old like threw me in for a loop. I thought the little dash was a comma. Like I thought it was a mistypo. Dang, so it was a 1 and a 2-year-old. Okay. That's really sad. That's true, right? Well, what I was annoyed though is that, like, right, they had to do that thing where like you couldn't drive anyone in the car besides family until 18. But the problem is, like, I think if they just had it where you had to get the underage license, like at 16, I think that'd be fine. But they had to have something called 16-year-old license and then 17-year-old license. They made 2 separate things, and I thought that was stupid. I think that was just an extra bureaucratic thing to get more money. Like, sure, like they could have just made it like a under 18 license, right, and be done with that. But no, they had to make a separate 16-year-old and a separate 17-year-old. So when she turned 17, she had to go get her 17-year-old license. It was so dumb. I was just like, nope, I ain't playing with that. I'm not fooling around with that. I'm just gonna wait till I'm 18. It was so much quicker and easier too once you're 18. Just getting your permit at 18 only was like, and then turning around and getting your license, because technically I think you could, if you wanted to, you could like literally get your permit at 18 and then turn around the next day and get your license if you pass the test. But the problem is, of course, I think I took 3 months driving till I felt secure enough, and I took the test and passed with flying colors. Oosh, so they had a head injury. I never understood the kids who want to do all that. It's like, you're just playing with fire, honestly. Like, not even just being a kid, like anyone doing that, like taking drugs, drinking, and then driving. It's like just a recipe for disaster. Oosh, I would imagine. Honestly, I feel that's something that's gonna probably haunt me for the rest of my life, like something like that. I've heard one too many stories of like drunk drivers hitting pregnant women. I'm like, no thank you, no thank you, nope, no, you drunk drivers, you ain't catching me when me and Mr. Coffee Chat for Kids. I ain't gonna be out at night, no when, no how, never, no road trips, nothing, y'all. Well, they're not, I don't think I got any drunk drivers in the chat hearing me, but like, y'all hear me? Nothing, y'all not catching me out. No, you're not gonna catch me. It's just like, it's just so weird. It's like there's just like this weird magnet. And here's another thing that kind of creeped me out, was that there was the story of this pregnant woman who felt very guilty because she had a pregnancy craving at like 2 a.m. and she begged her brother to and I think she was gonna go, I think she begged her brother for like to go get the food for her, right? And he's like, no, it's too late. And she's like, fine, I'll go do it. But then when he heard like she was gonna go do it, she's like, no, okay, fine, I'll go get it for you, okay? You just stay home. Because she was gonna go get it. And he's like, he like finally relented. He's like, okay, I'll go get it. And guess what? He got hit by a drunk driver, ended up losing his leg. It's like, oosh. Almost a pregnant woman was gonna go, probably almost going the same route and almost got hit by a drunk driver. It's like she kind of, it's sad because for the brother, because he freaking, I think he lost his leg. Or is it an arm? I remember he lost one of his limbs, and it was really sad. And she feels like super duper duper guilty for that. Like how close she was to meeting a hilarious statistic of like drunk drivers, so they just love hitting pregnant people for some reason. It's like a weird universal magnet, and it's just so disgusting. But yeah, drunk drivers, they can go kick rocks, I swear. There was like a sad one I remember hearing where this it was like this lady was on the way to a family barbecue. I think she was like 6 months pregnant or something. I'm not quite sure. She was quite far along, I think. And her father had just called her asking like, oh, if she was close. I think she just called her dad. Not too long ago, was like, hey, I'm in the neighborhood. I'm almost there. I'll be there in like probably 5 minutes. Like she was in her neighborhood, so this was like not like a high speed area, right? And she got hit by a drunk driver and fatally passed. It was that bad, and it was like in a little like 30-mile-an-hour kind of speed limit area right in the neighborhood, so not very fast. And she was so close to home too. She was really close to her parents' home for the family barbecue. It was just like, it wasn't even nighttime yet either. I think it was like evening, but like still sunny, because you know it's summer, right? So it's like still sunny out, but it's like where the sun's kind of starting to set. It's just like crazy. It's like, what's with these people? It's like, why would you do that? Oh wait, I think I messed up somewhere. Oh, that was supposed to be a half double. That wasn't supposed to be the point. Whoopsie. Let me redo that. Oh, Octier appointment. Dang, been to 32 firefighter funerals, 10 police funerals, and 6 lineman funerals. That's a lot of funerals, my gosh. And you're still like really young too. That's the scary part. Like, I guess it comes like with that line of work. That's depressing though. Your birthday. Yeah, I talk about with your parents. It could be. I'm suspecting it's probably seasonal depression, since it seems to be happening at night when it's like dark and cold. But yeah, seasonal depression can really get to you, especially if you have like no like incident to pinpoint in your life that's happened so far. To why they might be sad, but yeah, seasonal depression can be quite strong. But yeah, I'd talk about with your parents though. Get them like maybe they can get you checked out. Sometimes it could just be brain chemical imbalance is just not doing right, you know. I think that one's the scariest one of all because like objectively right, there would be like nothing to be sad about, but it's like, but you still feel like your brain's making you sad, and there's like you can't really stop it, right? Like I hate when people are like, oh, just don't be sad. It's like they don't realize how much the chemicals in our head like make us feel and stuff. That's why there's such thing as like pregnancy brain, right? Like all the hormones just make your brain a crazy soupy mess sometimes. From what I've heard, and my mom's like taught about it too, where it's like she feels like she was like losing her mind sometimes with how the hormones just like make you feel. Oops, wait, this was supposed to be that one wrong. It also could be honestly the news maybe as well, because like honestly the news has been making me want to cry honestly by hearing what's all going on. I think that's another problem too, right? Because like the older generations, they weren't as connected with things that go on in the world like we are now, especially because your generation grew up with the internet from the get-go. Like at least my generation, the one before it, we got to kind of grow up a little bit without the internet, and without, you know, knowing what's going on in the news and stuff, and a lot of that stuff was kind of kept hush hush from kids. But now we're in the age of knowing everything. The problem is though, sometimes like knowing what's going on in the world can like really, you know, drag on your heartstrings and like make you feel kind of like despair a little bit. Oh, is that why? Oh, I didn't know your parents were divorced. That's actually probably where it's actually coming from. It's probably missing having a whole family. Though I will tell you though, it's works a lot of there's a lot of people who are like, oh, you need to stay together for the kids. But a lot of kids who came from families like that, whose parents didn't love each other, and would never divorce, they said it was hell. It was awful. They said they'd wish their parents had gotten divorced. So it is good that your parents at least, you know, decided to separate because like they knew they weren't good for each other. As having to live in a household with two parents that fighting all the time, or cold and snide to each other, like, because right, your parents are supposed to be like role models and like, especially for relationships, right? And to some people who grew up with that, they think that's how relationships are supposed to be, and they're not. I said though, like, well, if your mom has no time, do you think maybe your grandmother might, or your aunt? You were like, remember the aunt and grandma you were with for Thanksgiving? Oh, dang, I got 3 brothers too. Any of them you can maybe talk with? Are they older or younger? I'm about to say maybe if you like have an older brother that you're close with, maybe talk with him about it. He could probably help you through some things, because he's probably like, he was probably there. Like, I don't know how old you were when they got divorced, but he was probably there for some of the ugly fights, I bet, if they had fights. Because not all parents who divorce have ugly, you know, drawn out fights, but usually most do have some kind of fight at one point, you know. And we at least got one other leaf. Oh, they're all younger. Oh, that's probably what. Oh, no, so you're like the big brother. Oh, are you like the oldest? Like, are you the firstborn? Because a lot of times, you know, being the firstborn can have a lot of... Because I'm also as well, right? Like, there's always lots of expectations on you to be like the bigger, better person, to like put your feelings down for the betters of others. And that can really, like, really rag on you, you know? Oosh, so there was lots of fighting. Yeah, see, that's like not good for way to go. That's not good for a household. So it seems like your dad's like the one that filed. Makes me wonder what the reason was though. It's like, was there like, they just like couldn't get along? Was it infidelity? But sometimes some people just, you know, they just kind of fall out of love and just can't get along anymore. That's, you know, doesn't always have to be infidelity or some big thing. Oh, you're second born? Okay, but you're still kind of close up there, especially if you have 3 brothers. And they're all old. Oh, like, I think, didn't you say you had a sister, I think? Was she the oldest? But yeah, if you got like a lot of siblings, though, being second is almost just being like second firstborn in a way, a little bit. If you're like, maybe had just one other sibling, then yeah, you'd be more the middle child, but oh, that could be a little bit of your experience. You're like a little bit of a middle child, a little bit. That could be it as well. A lot of middle children feel kind of like ignored a lot from their family, like they're kind of invisible a little bit, like forgotten about. And that can also be like a pretty big problem. Okay, this one's gonna be too short, so I'll save that for something else. But yeah, see if you can maybe talk about, I guess, with your grandma, since unfortunately it seems like your mom's got her plate full. Also, do you have any like teachers at school that you like? Maybe that could be like a little bit of a listening ear. I got very lucky and I had some teachers I could like just talk about anything with. Dang, so he basically just walked on out. I want to know, like, so like when it came to like household duties, who did them the most? Was it like your mom or your dad, or do they share household chores equally? I think a lot of times when I hear about like men who walk out on their kids, a lot of times they liked the idea of kids, and then when they actually had kids, they're like had a rude awakening to the reality of having kids and how a lot of work it is. And you know, it's like, and they usually like they get to a point where they can't take it anymore. They just walk out. Does your dad even try to talk to you still? Does he try to keep a relationship with you, or does he like just flat out ignore you? Did like your dad ever seem resentful anytime like your mom, like did your mom ever try to get y'all guys to do like family activities, and he seemed like your dad maybe seemed like he didn't want to be a part of it? Because sometimes that happens too. And it can happen on the reverse side too, like the dad could be the family person and the mom's like uninterested, they just don't have that maternal bone in their body. That's why I really hate this whole like push for like everyone's gotta have kids. Like, no, not everyone should have kids. Some people, a lot of people know deep down inside, like a lot of the child-free people know deep down they don't want to have kids because they kind of know they don't have that parental instinct kind of thing. And I always say like children deserve, you know, good parents, right? They deserve good loving parents. That's why I don't think everyone should be having kids, because some people they're just not equipped mentally to have kids, unfortunately. Oops, I changed one more too much. Supposed to be 8. Let me double check that's 8. Yep, okay, good. Let's see. Okay, so your mom was a stay-at-home mom, but I know my mom was the problem because she would take advantage of my dad. Oh, like what kind of things would she do? But here's the thing though, like, well, I mean, does your dad still try to talk to you though? Because usually a good father, even when they get divorced from, like, they're no longer in love with their spouse, they still try to keep a relationship with their kids. That's the important part. Does he still try to see you, talk with you of your siblings, or does he just, like, flat out not want to talk to y'all at all? Because that's a bit of a red flag if he doesn't want to. Because that might be... There might be more to the story than you think. Because a lot of times, those types of husbands try to blame the wife. Now, it depends. Because that's why I want to know what kind of stuff your mom did. Because sometimes it is the wife. Like, sometimes the wife has done stuff and it drove the husband crazy. But usually the husband would still try to, you know, talk with his kids, still try to visit them as much as possible. They would do everything in their power to still have a connection with their kids. That's why I really want to know about the whole, if your dad still tries to have a relationship with you kind of thing. Because if he just, like, upped and left and just doesn't talk to any of y'all, that's quite a bit of a red flag to me. Like, what kind of stuff by taking advantage necessarily mean exactly? Or, like, did your mom cheat on your dad? Because that could be into it, too. Like, okay, your dad's in love. Okay, so that's a good sign. That's a good sign, then. Yeah, there's this whole spiel of, like, a lot, especially when women are, like, stay-at-home moms, a lot of the husbands who go out and work, they be like, oh, you just sit on your butt all day and do nothing, even though the mom's, like, cleaning and taking care of the kids and stuff, and, like, that's, like, a whole full-time job. So you gotta be careful with those types of dudes. They will try to spin it, but that's a good sign that your dad's actually trying to be in your life. So that probably means he's not one of those types of dudes. But that's right, you gotta have, like, there's, like, nuance to everything, right? Not everything is, like, black and white. That's why sometimes you gotta kind of know the details. So that's good, at least your dad still tries to have a relationship with you and talk to you. Because, yeah, if he had upped and left and had, like, went no contact with all of you, the kids, that would have been like, I'd be looking at him sideways. And some guys gotta be careful because, like, right, I know, like, this probably gets touted so much in the red pill community, but, like, there are some cases, right, where, like, there will be some spouses who will, like, use their husbands as, like, ATM, like, only, you know, use them for that. But the problem is that's not the mass majority. I didn't know if that was the case. Like, if your mom didn't cheat, it could have been maybe that as well. Like, she'd, like, kind of treat him like an ATM, maybe. I know, right? Loving this right now. Chatty Cathy and adorable. I know, right? Plus, I also don't really have divorced parents, so I'm trying to relate as best as possible. And to be fair, my cousins, their parents divorced, like my Aunt Paula and my Uncle Tim. Unfortunately, it was bad on both their parts. They both were cheating on each other. They just kind of fell out of love and would argue all the time. And they just, like, both, like, just started cheating on each other, and they both finally just decided to throw it in the towel one day. They're like, okay, let's just get divorced already. Oh, you meant for resident nurse. Okay, I thought that was just for, like, I thought that was, like, text speak for, like, right now. Anyway, I tried to watch Nurse John. I love him. I love watching his little shorts. Dude is funny.
You did it!
Hey, Pink
Congratulations!
Lemonade! Thanks so much for the
World's best
freaking
cup of
sub!
coffee.
Oh, I just took a last sip. I had a pink lemonade with me, but I need to get more in a little bit. It's just some Crystal Light pink lemonade. Oh yeah, we're making some hollies. We got one done. Making some cute little holly leaves. I eventually want to make these as like earrings or something. This one won't be an earring though, because you see how much smaller that leaf is right there. Because of the tension, I made this one last night when I was like trying to like figure out how I want to make my holly leaves, and it's so small compared to the one I made. We made this one beginning of stream, and the tension is so much tighter on that one. So I'm gonna probably use this as an applique for something, like just to add a little festiveness. Like maybe like an ornament, I think. Like a little hot cocoa ornament with like some holly on it would be really cute. I'm gonna give my hands a good moisturizing afterward. They're getting so dry. See, I probably don't need all 3 of these strings, so let me cut one off. I think maybe this one. I only need 2 to attach to whatever I'm going to attach it to. Always the hard part is here, that triple increase I do at the end of the chain. Always curls up on me, so I gotta try to flatten it out. There we go, it's a bit better. right, yeah. Whatever you do, Caleb, like, definitely try your best not to go down that path. It's definitely not worth it. Especially, you know, to your family members who love and care about you. I definitely would reach out to them, but I'm glad that me talking with you is helping you out. Because, yeah, it is kind of hard when you got no one in life to talk about this with. But I want to see, did you got any, like, teachers at your school maybe you can talk about it with as well? Like, oh, you know, it's always good to, broaden your circle of support. Hopefully you got some understanding, sweet teachers. I remember I had a few teachers that I could talk about stuff with. Granted, I know not everyone's got teachers like that, so you gotta be careful, like, which teacher you talk about it with. But, if you got, like, a teacher who's always, like, you know, nice, polite to you, always greets you with a warm smile, that could be maybe a teacher safe to talk with. Also, your school does have the only problem, I guess, if you do talk about the guidance counseling, I think they will be... They would have to alert your parents, I think. So you do gotta be more. That's why I would probably bring it up to your family first. That way they're not caught off guard. You know what I mean? Like, try broaching the subject a little bit and see their response. And then, like, go to a teacher maybe. Oh, it's embarrassing for me when I try to talk about that with them. Yeah. Oh, do they, like, try to belittle you whenever you do try to bring it up? I really hate when some family members do that. Oh, that's a good idea too, right? Like, yeah, see, listen to Pig Live a Day, see if there's, like, any hotlines. A lot of times, that's the good thing about hotlines is that it's kind of like a non-biased, someone who's not biased that you can talk with, you know? Oh, yeah, that's true, I guess. Well, do they have any chat hotlines, Pig Live a Day? Because I know sometimes, like, physically calling might be hard because Caleb's a minor. But I do wonder if they have, like, any texting ones. Do they have, like, any, like, you know, like, I know nowadays a lot of sites have, like, where you could chat with somebody. Yeah, do so. Yeah, we got links open in chat. Let's see. Oh, I'm ATF technically not a minor. I remember. I know. To be fair, I keep like because it's been. I can't believe how like many years it's been. But I keep forgetting. Like I keep thinking of you as like the 12-year-old kid. Or were you 13 at the time? How old were you when we were playing Fortnite? That was quite some years ago. My brain still keeps thinking like that. Well, that's good though, that at least since you're not a minor, that actually opens a lot of doors for you, actually. But more, I think what the hotlines do though is they kind of like have someone there who more can like probably tell you like maybe like resources that you can access in your like where you're at, like in your location. Because right, sometimes it's different for every like city and state and all that. Oh, say circle. Also, thank you for the hydrate. And thank you for the posture check. Oh, that's true, right? Actually, yeah, because oh, I was gonna say because you said 18, I was like, oh wait, is it your 18th birthday today? Like, oh, so technically 19. Oosh, that means like, you know, like plans of, I don't know if you have like plans of college and stuff on the horizon, or if you're gonna like take a break. Maybe, actually, honestly, unless you like have any like scholarships you have to use right away, like probably taking a break wouldn't be such a bad idea, honestly. Unless like, and I don't know if that would make your mom mad if you didn't. We're doing good. We're making like little holly leaves. They're, like I got ones already done. Look how cute they turned out. I want to make these into like little earrings and stuff. This one can't be an earring though because I made, these are the same leaves, but this one ended up being so much smaller because I made that one last night. Got these over here. Let me make a couple more. Wait, I don't know if you got to see Circle, but we finished. I finished the little Molang plushie. Look how cute she turned out. And I got some, thankfully I had some pink felt I used for the blushies. Because normally I would use this yarn for the blushies, but I thought that'd be too much of the same pink. So I needed some contrast. Plus usually her blushies are more this color anyway in real life, so it's a little bit too pale for that. Oh right, yeah, I don't want to go to college university. Honestly, it sucks too, because like on one hand, college can open a lot of doors, but it is very expensive, and especially if nowadays a lot, like I have my, like our generations were just straight up lied to, you know? Like we were told, get a college education, you'll be guaranteed a job. And well, I don't know if it's like lied to be, because to be fair, the adults that were telling us that, it was the truth to them in their time. It was like if you got a college degree, it opened up a lot of doors for you. You were guaranteed a job. But now it's like I have a friends with like I think a master's, and they still don't. They're still working at a minimum wage job, and it's just like, what the heck, you know? I know she does look very cute. So yeah, I definitely would like try to look into career options where you don't really have to get, you know, especially if you don't want to go to university, especially don't want to drop the money on that. And especially there's like so many careers too that don't even really need a college degree, but they still require you to for some convoluted reason. Uh-oh, some of the stuffing right there. Hey, that polyester feeling like I look and see and I want to pick that out. I don't want any of this popping out. She looks so cute. I especially love how the little candy cane turned out. And she also sits on her own, thankfully, like she can just stand. Her little hat. I technically, like, the thing is I kind of messed up the face a little bit, because technically her face was supposed to be more down here a little bit, like a little bit lower. But I had sewn the ears on a little bit too far back. They're supposed to be more up here. So I kind of pushed her face a little bit upward, so it kind of looks like she's looking up a little bit. Like she's gazing up at the snow. Oh, she looks like she's gazing at the snow. While sipping her hot cocoa. But she's so cute though. I can't wait to make the farming one. I'm gonna make that one more in the springtime. Wait, excuse my bad. I think if you had used the word, oh, you know what? YouTube may have like wiped it because I see nothing. Still your last message is I don't want to go to college / university. That's like the last message I see by you. I think if you had typed a sentence with a bad word in it, like a curse word, I think YouTube didn't let that go through. Like the other day I wanted to try to I just used like I wasn't even using an aggressive tone. I was just using like the F-bomb in a word. Like I was like, what the hell, what the fuck, and it like YouTube wouldn't let me post it, which is weird because I see comments with the F-bomb all the damn time. So I don't know why we wouldn't let mine go through. It was weird. Maybe because I'm on Korean internet. I don't know if that's got anything to do with it. Oh, well, we're actually kind of technically not 18 plus. We're actually PG-13, but Caleb's obviously not a minor. We don't really have I don't think we really have any minors in here actually. Sometimes we do. Like I know we got Crochet Geek. They're like an older teen, and even then most of our minors are like teenagers. Like I don't have any young kids in here. That's actually Circle. That's kind of why I stopped doing gaming content, like with the like I stopped streaming Fortnite and stuff, because not only I would get a lot of young kids in the chat, which I didn't even know young kids used Twitch, to be honest. I remember I had like some like 10-year-olds in here, and I was just like, and they would always ask me, like when I would do like a crochet stream, they kept asking me when I was gonna play Fortnite again. It's like, oh, that was just like a once in a while streams. I think that was like for an event that was happening in Fortnite, and that's why I streamed Fortnite. So yeah. Oh no. We're like technically, I would have to have the 18 plus tag. Because the problem is when you do the 18 plus tag, it heavily suppresses your channel. That's the only reason why I don't put it. But I try to keep it. But we're PG-13 though, because we're not like family friendly, no cussing. Because Twitch allows some cussing, right? That's why I try not to use too much. Like they say, like don't use it too much. Like I'll still use frick, and then sometimes throw an F-bomb. You know what I mean? Like we're not 18 plus. Oh no, yeah. That would like totally hinder my channel if I did 18 plus. Like it would be hard to grow. I think what do you call it, didn't let it go through. Right, honestly, I'm with you on that, Caleb. Frick this mono record. I thought something was wrong with me for so long when I tried getting a job, Caleb. It was awful. From the start when I turned 16, because even when I was 10, I couldn't wait to get my own job because I really wanted my own money. You know what I mean? Especially growing up working class. I could not wait to finally go out and work to get my own money, right? Because even when we could make money with some chores, like eventually my parents couldn't afford to pay allowance anymore because they just didn't have the money. I know, like, well, fiddlesticks. Right. So now we do have some topics on here, but I usually just try to keep it somewhat not too graphic, you know what I mean? Oosh, right, like I'm very lucky to have a great job and a career, but it took a lot of terrible jobs just to get there. Right, exactly. It's like you gotta swim to the crap just to get a decent paying job. But this was just for by the way, the jobs I'm talking about were just for minimum wage. Like when I turned 16, I immediately started applying for jobs, and it was awful too because they had that stupid online questionnaire you had to fill it every time. And even when you fill something out, even if they say like, oh, we didn't pick you, you couldn't just apply it right away, right? You had to wait a couple months, I think. There's like, I think a 3-month minimum wait before you could apply again. I applied everywhere in my town, like all the movie theaters, all the restaurants, which I found out a lot of restaurants actually prefer to hire 18 and over. I didn't know that. Because my sister got a hostess job at 16. That's why I was so sad too, because that's why I thought something was wrong with me, because like from 16, I finally got my first job at 19. I didn't start getting callbacks until after I turned 19. And I worked in Einstein, but this was before I got the Einstein Bagel Shop. I still had not got my first job yet. My sister got, what was it? A Texas Roadhouse, I think. She worked for Texas Roadhouse. It was her first time applying to a job. They literally called her in for an interview. She got the job right away. And I was like, what the hell? I always try to make sure to look super professional going to these interviews. I try to always make sure to talk very politely, look them in the eye, firm handshake, all that good, all the shit that boomers tell you to do. And it would seem like the interview would go well, but then I just never get a call back, or I'd get the email like, sorry, you just want what we were looking for.
you know, try again next time, like that kind of stuff. And I thought something was severely wrong with me, and essentially her getting that job. But now I'm hearing a lot of my peers have that same problem, and even now still, right? Like just trying to get any kind of job, even a minimum wage job. It's just like too many people are having to fight for the minimum wage jobs because there's just no regular jobs for the people with the degrees to take. So now people who have degrees and experience are having to compete, and like people who don't have experience, right, they're just trying to get their first job, are having to compete with those kind of people for minimum wage jobs, and it's just absolutely insane. Oh right, my parents never gave me an allowance. Yeah, I've heard some parents don't do that. Granted, how many chores you gotta do? Because I guess it depends. My parents actually did a kind of more capitalist style. So my friend, right, they would get $5 a week, no matter what, no matter how many little or how many chores they did. Ours though, my mom would put a price on like each task, like unload the dishwasher 50 cents, load the dishwasher. I think load the dishwasher was 75 cents, because usually unloading it was easy, right, because they're all nice and clean, but loading it was a little bit grosser because you know, they're dirty, you gotta rinse them and, you know, scrape off food and stuff. Like mowing the lawn, front lawn was $7 because we had like 2 little side bits we had to do as well. Backyard was $5. Let's see what else. Granted, these are like 2000 prices, by the way. Let's see. I think laundry was like 50 cents. Most of them were like 50 cents. And I remember I made like quite a bit. I think I made like $70 one Christmas. Actually, like one December, I did like so many chores. I think folding laundry was like 50 cents or $1 or something. I say, oh, I do the dishes sometimes, and then I do my laundry. That's good, like, yeah, doing your own laundry. I feel like, because I know some households don't have, like, some moms would, like, especially stay-at-home moms would, like, not have their kids do anything. And the problem is that this is, like, a disservice to them if they don't teach them. That's actually what happened in Korea a lot. Like, in Korea, right, there's so much emphasis on study, 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 right? Like, they send their kids off to study, so Oma takes care of everything, right? Oma makes food, Oma does all your chores and laundry, like, does all the cleaning and feeds you and all that stuff. You never have to do anything for yourself, right? Just Oma wants you to study. So when these kids like live on their own, they're kind of like, how do I do my own laundry? How do I cook? Like it's kind of like a really big learning curve for them. Right, like don't work your kids to death, and like obviously don't make them do too many chores, you know what I mean, to where you're just trying to get free labor out of them. But like a good set, like, you know, doing your own laundry, picking up after yourself, maybe helping clean some communal areas like the living room. Oh, I think vacuuming. What was vacuuming the living room? I think that was 25 cents because it wasn't very big. But like, you know, things like that, like helping keep the shared spaces clean, right? Nothing too like clean out the garage, kind of like we never had it. Well, we didn't have a garage, so maybe we got lucky on that. But right, like doing stuff like that. Oosh, right, like once I had to call my work crying because my car broke down in Seattle. I couldn't make it in instead of getting, and they're like, do you need somebody to pick? Oh my god, right, because so many jobs would be like, you're fired. Like they would just fire you on the spot, honestly. That is true, they did kind of overwork her actually. And I got hired pretty quickly too at Einstein Bagels, and that didn't go so well either. To be fair though, I'm not really well equipped for fast food. I feel like I don't know if it's because of my type of ADHD, because I'm inattentive type. I don't know if classic ADHDers can handle food industry. I can't. I'm just not. I'm too, like, I forget what I'm supposed to do, even when I try writing a list, you know, all that kind of stuff. Like, my brain's too all over. I'm too scatterbrained to work. For like, you need to multitask like crazy for food industry. They want you doing so many things. They want you doing a million things at once. And working the stockroom job at Ross was just such a breeze. It was so nice, and that's actually why I acknowledged that the job kind of sucked in terms of like the, you know, how corporate was. But I actually had really good managers at both the Rosses I worked at, because I actually got to work at some other Rosses where the managers were not so nice. These were like times where it's like they're asking for help, extra help. Like, so if we have a light truck, they'll send some of us apparel girls over to another Ross. And I worked at 2 different ones, San Leandro and Daly City one, which I'm a little worried. I don't know if this is the same. I don't think this is the same Daly City one I'm gonna possibly work at when me and Mr. Coffee moved back. I don't think it was Westlake. I don't think I've been to the Westlake one. I went to a much further down San Leandro one, but I didn't like the managers for that one. They were kind of really mean, really rude to their their employees, but man, I had like the best, like both the Rosses I worked at, like I officially worked at, were honestly the best. And oh man, when I worked at the Memphis, when I transferred to my Memphis Ross, when I was in between the move to here, eesh, no wonder no one wants to freaking work in Memphis. The managers are horrible here. Like, they're just awful. Well, not here because I'm not there, but you know what I mean. Yeah, the job economy in the States is just all sorts of wonky. Plus, there's also still terrifying amounts of like subtle passive-aggressive racism, all of that too, and class of it is bad. Ableism. And I realize the police teach your kids to cook. I love my parents, they did their best, but they could have benefited from learning to cook earlier. Right, yeah, the autism ADHD and I also can't work in industry, it's just too overwhelming. Right? Like, it was weird because I would be doing stuff and then they'll like come up like, did you do this, this, and this, and that? And I'm like, oh, I haven't got to it yet. And they'd be like, you need to get on top of things. You know, like, you're being very lazy right now. I'm like, what? Because, you know, when I worked at Ross, I was told I was a hard worker. Like, I actually was told I was a good worker for once in my life. And it helped me finally realize, wow, I'm just being gaslit by the fast food people. They just need you running like a chicken with your head cut off kind of dealio. It's insane. At least with the stockroom job, I got to be in one spot and I worked really quick. That's the thing, I worked fast, but I didn't have to move around and juggle a bunch of things at once, you know? I didn't remember like, oh, you need to change the coffee, I gotta check the time on that, blah, 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 this and that. Like, oh my God. No, thank you. Also, hey, world-class hooker, how you doing? I know, right? Be like the neuro spicy high five. Wait, is having just ADHD considered neurospicy, or do you have to have more than one to be considered neurospicy? I need to know. 'Cause I don't know if I can consider myself neurospicy or not. 'Cause I do love the term neurospicy. Oh, and also you got the Pokemon. Oh shit, you got Trichotillomania too? I have that as well. Actually, that was like a lot of my grief and for bullying actually in elementary school, Caleb. I actually used to think I was like ADHD OCD, because apparently trichotillomania used to mean you possibly have, oh, that actually might mean you have ADHD as well, Caleb, because at first it seemed like they misdiagnosed that trichotillomania was like an OCD thing. It's now been rechanged. I just Googled it recently and it said, nope, it's actually more of a trait of ADHD. I'm like, oh, well, that's just even more solidifying my ADHD. My goodness. Oh, okay, so I didn't know if you had to have more than one to be considered. Ooh, I never thought about schizophrenia as neurodivergent. Honestly, I would say schizophrenia is definitely the scariest of them all. It is so depressing when I hear, like, the people's like, oh, imagine like having, you're just trying to chill and you just have like auditory hallucinations and crap, and it's just like, I saw the video of the dude who has a dog who he actually has visual hallucinations, and he'll see a person walk into his room talking to him, and he'll say, hey, what's up? And if the dog doesn't, and he'll tell the dog, go greet them, and if the dog doesn't do anything, that means it's a hallucination. And like, the fact that it's so real to them is absolutely scary. Ugh, schizophrenia scares the crap out. Not because I'm scared of them, but I'm scared for them, you know what I mean? Like, just that experience is awful. And this is actually sad. I actually heard of this one wholesome schizophrenia story where this girl was like, this lady had a friend, who believed in fairies and stuff, in the forest, like magical gnomes and stuff. And it turns out when they'd go walk in the forest, this girl, she found out her friend had schizophrenia. So actually the listening to like the sounds of the fairies and like seeing them and stuff was actually real to her. And when she got diagnosed and she was on medication, she actually said it's sad now for her because now the forests are quiet. So I'm like, oh, that kind of sad. That was like some wholesome hallucinations right there, man. And it's kind of sad the medication made, you know, the cute, you know, fairies and like the sounds of like fairies chatting about the day and like seeing the gnomes and stuff. Like, that's actually kind of sad. Like, I would have kept those. Apparently she didn't have any like bad hallucinations. Now, granted, I don't know if that could have changed for her later on if she didn't get on medication, but that's kind of sad. I would want to keep that. Especially when she's seen, like, she said her friend seems so saddened now because the forests are quiet. Like, oh, the comments when I saw that one, everyone was like really sad for the friend. But yeah, it's also probably linked to stress too, Caleb, right? Like, do you, I actually don't have as much problem with it nowadays, because now that, like, they said that you don't really ever grow out of it, though. I will say, though, it's gotten a lot better. Like, it immensely got better the older I got. Like, I didn't feel the urge to pull as much. It's mostly when I got stressed out is when I would pull. Like, I actually used to have, like, a little triangle at my bang area, like, where I was, like, increasing this little balding spot from my scalp. Like, from forehead to scalp, I'd get this, like, increasing triangle. And had, kids make fun of that and shit. Thankfully, I kind of, like, didn't really mess that much with it, when I was in high school. But I still feel like I don't, like, as I say, I still to this day do not have eyelashes. That is kind of more, though, not because of an urge, but because literally every damn time they tried to grow back, they itch like hell. So that's the reason why I still pick at them. It's just because I can't get them to come back. My eyebrows, I was fine for them to come back because, like, they weren't itchy. But, like, that was also another thing I was talking about, like, how I have, like, really clear eyebrows, guys, is because they, well, I don't know, because when I look at older pictures, they were kind of clear a little bit, but they had some color to them. But I think I picked them so much that now when they've since grown back, they're very clear. They're like a very faint red, orange, brown, like, but it's kind of clearish, but it's almost see-through a little bit. So there's really not much color to them, so I have to pencil my eyebrows in still, unfortunately. Wait, what is dermatillomania? I've never heard of that one though. But yeah, that was one of the point of contentions with, like, bullying and stuff, was my trichotillomania. Because other than that, I was pretty, like, no different than any of the other kids. That was the only, actually, like, I never really had trouble with any other kids until the trichotillomania started, like, popping up. Wait, oh, and also my, oh, is that where you pick out your skin? I think I've heard of that. Oh yeah, that makes sense, because, like, dermatitis, or, you know, dermis, like, skin. Reusable picky pad really helped me change. Do they have one for hair? Because here's the thing, though, I noticed, actually, was it doesn't just link to, for at least for mine, it does not link just to hair. You know those, like, little, anything that sticks out, like any stubble, drives me like on anything, like, you know, like how the little bits of those, like, little things that stick out on the tire, like, you know, bicycle tires. I used to pick at those when I was a kid because it was just so satisfying. It reminded me of when I would pick at hair, that satisfactory feeling, because it feels like you're getting rid of an itch, basically. Now, granted, now for my eyelashes, it's legit an itch, because they're, like, literally poking out of my skin and into, especially the corners are really bad, because when they grow in, and I have hooded eyes. That could be it. I wonder if I didn't have hooded eyes, if they could grow back without problem. But I think because I have hooded eyes, and especially the outer folds kind of crease a little bit at my corner of my eye, the hair kind of pokes at that part of the skin, and they're so blunt and sharp when they come back in. They don't grow with a nice tapered end. They grow very blunt, short, and thick, and it's just like, ugh, I hate it. It's so itchy. And it's just like, it feels like something's in my eye. Granted, sometimes there is something in my eye, because it'll be like yarn fuzz. But sometimes it'd just be a damn eyelash. It's awful. Oh, they actually have the hair pulling doll. Dang. I got mine, the Cozy Tangerine. It's $13 plus $5 shipping to Washington State. I really like it. Right? It's like, oh, it's like a distraction. It's like, I swear, Circle got all the the neurospicy infinity stones. All of them. Ooh, Shry, yeah, people make fun because I'm pulling my hair out. Yes, it really is the worst, right? Like, anything like that, it makes me feel better. So I've seen two different versions of. Here's why I also thought mine was linked to OCD, because there's, like, different versions of the hair picking. Because I remember there was one girl on YouTube who talked about it. She was like, she would grab out and, like, do it in clumps, like, at once, and, like, do it quickly and, like, feverishly, right? I only did that, I think, more when I was in my stressed out time, because also it happens when I'm bored as well. But I noticed back when I would pick my hair, if I'm doing it out of boredom, it was actually because I'm, like, looking for specific hair. I'm looking for specifically the non-straight, like, they're kind of, like, not curly, but the texture is very different of these hair follicles. Like, I mean, they're These hair strands are different. They're thicker than the other ones. They're also darker. They're like the dark red ones, which actually that's probably why I was a bit more blonder back when I was younger. When now that I think about it, because I noticed my hair is kind of darkened a little bit more. It's a little bit more auburn than it used to be. It used to be more strawberry blonde. And I'm thinking, oh, it's probably because I was picking all the goddamn red strands of hair. Probably. And that is why, because there's a lady, I don't know if you've seen her video circle. She's a black lady with curly hair. She's got a video on Trichotillomania. She might have one, I think, on Dermatillomania too. And she talked about how, I think that's why I thought it was linked to OCD, because you're looking for a very specific type of hair. You're not just doing it, like, compulsively picking it, I think. It was like you had to have like a very specific one, and you're like looking through the different ones. And when she was describing that, I was like, oh my goodness, like, because here's the thing, my parents didn't tell me I had trichotillomania until they never even told me. I just found out when I was older, when I found that lady's video. And I even went up to him, I was like, oh wait, like, I know what my hair picking is. I didn't realize this was a thing. She's like, yeah, you've had that. I'm like, why didn't you? I think they forgot to tell me. I think they thought they told me. When I grew up, I thought I was a freak. That I actually thought, I was like, I actually asked myself, why do I do this? Am I the only one in the world who does this? And then I go find on freaking YouTube that's a thing, and actually 1 in every 4 girls, it's very common actually, 1 in 4 girls typically have it. I'm not sure the ratio for guys. I know, right? Yeah, it's actually quite common, Caleb. I need to see how common it is for boys, but I know it's pretty common for girls. And it's like crazy, 1 in 4 girls, like that's a lot. Yeah, I'm glad you were able to find about this out too, Caleb, because right, at least you were told you had trichotillomania. My whole childhood and teenhood, I thought I was a freak for doing it. No one told me until, thankfully, the YouTubes. That's how I found out, was the YouTubes, man. That's like one of the good things of the freaking internet. I know that they know some girls spicy stones. Ooh, someone should make that like a cool, like, cosplay gauntlet or something. That'd be kind of neat. Let's see, how common is it in boys? It could be more common, it could be less common. Oh, it actually seems like it might be more common in boys. It's 1.8% of males and then 1.7% of females. Wow, so it says trichotillomania actually affects up to 4% of the general population. That's both male and female. Yeah, it says it starts usually around age 12. Oh, also, you want to know how I actually got into it as well? It sucks too. I never had the urge to pick, but one time, this was actually happened at my my aunt's house. I found her little facial razor thing, and I was playing around with it, and I accidentally shaved off one of my eyebrows. So I was like, oh shoot, I gotta make it even, so I had to shave off the other one. And the problem is, I keep telling my mom to this day, she thought I just picked my hair at that time. I was like, no, I actually shaved them off the first time. It was when they grew back. Because, you know, especially how thick eyebrows hair is, when it grows back very thick, it's very itchy. And I will say, though, not as bad as eyelashes. Eyelashes are the worst. I forgot why I think with the eyelash, started because I got an actual regular eyelash stuck in my eye. And when I picked out another one, I realized how good it felt, and I just kept doing it. Well, you want to know something funny too, Circle? That's just still a memory in my head about this. And this boy ended up being one of the popular boys at my high school, named Landon. He was on the football team. He was one of them jocks, but he was like a sweet kid though in elementary school. I don't think he was an asshole in high school. He just was one of the popular kids. But this was like a memory of when we were in the 4th grade, I think. Yeah, I think we were in Miss Crawford's class. And I was picking at like my eyelashes, and he was asking me what I was doing. I was like, oh, I'm picking my eyelash because like it's so itchy. And he's like, really? I didn't know you could do that. And he started picking at his own. And he pulled one eye. He's like, oh, that's so cool. I didn't know I could do that. And I'm like, oh dearie, I hope I did not unlock something in that man, because he had some beautiful eyelashes. I feel really guilty for that. I just have that distinct memory of like teaching him how to pick his own eyelash, because he was just wondering what the hell I was doing. I know. He still had thick, beautiful eyelashes in high school, so I think he was fine. But, like, damn, man. See, here's the good thing, at least about being ginger, is that Here's the thing. I actually, at one point, I actually was finally able to grow my eyelashes out, like sometime in 12th grade, I think, around Christmas. I was able to finally grow them all back. I don't even know how the hell I did it. Because even to this day as an adult, I try everything. I try putting like Vaseline on them so they don't itch. It does not work. They poke the skin. And it's not even just poking the skin. When they come through, when they're coming out, it's so uncomfortable. I think that's for everybody though, because like, like when you shave and then that hair grows back, how itchy it gets. Granted, not only but in other areas where the hair is thicker, it gets itchy, right? Like I've heard people describe it when they shave their hair and they try to grow their hair back, how itchy it gets when it's coming out, especially if they got thick hair. That's how it is for me. But I was able to grow them back, and I had this one kid. It was so funny. It was the perfect moment. This was a kid who had made fun of me throughout elementary school and the little bit of time I spent in middle school before my mom yanked me out. That was actually why the big reason why my mom pulled me out to get homeschooled, was because the hair picking was getting worse because of the stress. It wasn't so bad in elementary school, actually. It was very controllable. For the most part in elementary school, it was actually picking out of boredom. But when I got to middle school, that's when it became picking out of stress. That's when I started getting the triangle in my hair. I didn't really have much trouble with that. I just kind of had light eyebrows in high school. I didn't really mess with, not high school, I mean in elementary school. I didn't really mess with my hair until middle school. And even then, I think if I did pick my hair in elementary school, it was like the random one hair here or there. That's how I normally pick it. Even now, I still kind of do that just for when I'm bored. I'll just like pick a hair or two, and it's like then I'm done. I'm like satisfied. Like I have kind of thankfully grown out for the most part. But what it caught though, when it came to middle school, I think it's because I lost my support system of having the adults on my side. You know what I mean? Like in elementary school, I still had really good teachers that cared for me, and I still had my friends. But in middle school, the dynamic was so different. The teachers were mean too, even to the good kids. And I had none of my elementary school friends in my class. None of them at all. And the ones I did have from elementary school were all the mean kids. So I had like no one on my side in any of my classes. And I was like so isolated. And it just stressed me the hell out, especially with all the not getting, like needing glasses and getting in trouble for not finishing, like filling out our agendas. Like I got like in trouble for that. They would put on those stupid old projector things, like the ones that have those little projector machines. Gosh, you would put that on there, and we had to like write down what our agenda schedule was. I don't know why. I think eventually she just started printing out the paper and just giving it to me. But for the longest time, I kept telling her I can't see very well, even though I sat in front. I just was squint. I think she finally realized that I'm a kid who needs glasses, but my parents can't afford glasses right now. So she thankfully started printing the paper off for me, and that was like the only one act of kindness she did. And she did that a little bit too late. She started doing that near the end before my mom just yoinked me out anyway. I think she was like the only teacher that wasn't, she was harsh at first, but just started softening up to me. But by then it was too late. My mom already made the decision to pull me out after Christmas break. Best decision ever. Honestly, that saved me, I think. I think having to spend the time with my mom, because when I got back to high school, I was really nervous for it, thinking it was going to be worse than middle school. No, having the teachers there were so, granted it does depend on your high school. I have heard some high schools are awful. I got very lucky with mine. Not only was our principal pretty awesome, most of the teachers there were awesome. At least I got lucky with the good teachers. There were some bad teachers there, but I thankfully got none of them. I got all the good teachers. My good teacher, good luck, was finally back. That was like a good luck charm I had. Like I'm always known as like the bad luck Charlie Brown of the family. Like I always had like weird dumb things happen to me, or like I wouldn't get the best Halloween candy, like little things like that, right? But that was like my only good luck in life, was getting good teachers. But when that didn't work in middle school, that's when things went crashing down. But thankfully that returned to me in high school, thank God. Ugh. Middle school is horrible. But yeah, it's like, and that like middle school is definitely where I started like doing the stress picking. But now it's just more picking out of boredom, and or like legit itchiness because of the stubble. Oh, it's so awful. I don't even know how I'm gonna I've like given up trying to grow my eyelashes back. I just put on falsies now. Honestly, I don't know why I didn't think about getting false lashes back then. But this one time in high school, I somehow did get them grown back all the way. Wasn't for very long though, unfortunately. But that kid in middle school, the kid who would bully me in both elementary and middle school, he was telling the kid, this other kid named Dalton on the bus, like, yeah, she don't have eyelashes, ask her, bro. And Dalton was always nice to me. He actually was never mean to me. I actually low-key think he had a crush on my friend, Lynn, I think. But he was always like, he would joke with us, but he was never mean to us. He was actually pretty nice. He's like, really? No way. And he just asked me nicely, he's like, Taylor says you don't have eyelashes. Is that true? Like, not in a mean way. He just asked in a actually genuine inquisitory way. And I literally turned to him and said, oh, what do you mean? Like, and blinked my eyes, so he clearly saw I had eyelashes. And he literally turns like, "What do you mean, bro? She's got eyelashes. You're crazy." And like literally Taylor was so caught off guard because he was so used to me not having eyelashes. He's like, "No, hold on, wait, let me see." And he literally pushed past Dalton on the bus like to like see if I had eyelashes or not. He's like, "What? No, she literally didn't have eyelashes before. I'm telling the truth." And I just pretended I didn't know what he was talking about. It was so fun. Literally gaslight that little prick. That's what you get, butthead. The one time I think gaslighting was used for good. The sad thing is, a week later, those eyelashes were gone. But thankfully because of that incident, he never bothered me about that again. Because here's the thing. Even when I did have eyelashes, from far away, I looked like I didn't because I'm ginger. That's why I think I'm not so hung up about it. Because even when I do grow them out, they're not really that visible. If anything, I still actually heavily trim my eyebrows because it's actually just easier to pencil them in if they don't get too hairy. Like, I usually try to keep more of the hair on the ends and like kind of trim and tweeze the hairs like at the front, because that way I can draw the line a little bit easier. Like, they never, like, the pencil doesn't want to work as good when it's like a full brow. Like, the eyebrows will look really weird. Oosh, right? Yeah, high school was fine. I mean, middle school was fine for me. Also, oh my god, I missed the poor Pink Lemon saying they gotta run. They probably are. Oh, they're probably already gone now, but I'll see you Pink Lemon Day. Thanks for stopping in. How long ago was that? Let me see. 3:29. What is it? Oh, that was only a few minutes ago. Okay. I don't know if they're still in here, but if you are Pink Lemon Day, have a good day. But, isn't that crazy? So middle school was fine for you, but high school is where the stress came. Was it like stress from, what do you call it? From friends and stuff? Or is it more stress from like all the homework and shit you had to do? Because that was one thing I did not like about high school, was all the workload though. I'm honestly surprised I didn't pick up my hair out because of stress because of that. And you know what's even the worst part? Is that when I started working for Ross, I was working like, this was back when I was working over too much. I actually started losing my hair a little bit, like kind of more near the middle. I've never had my hair followed in the middle bit, but I think I was stressing. I was overworking and stressing out to the point where my hair started falling out, and I was like only 20 or 21 at the time. It was insane. Thankfully, that has finally grown back. I still have some hairs that are like, you could see where it was, like they're much shorter than the rest of my hair because my hair is pretty long. But yeah, I'm still trying to grow the hair from that. It's getting there though. It's like, I think it's like this long now, where it used to be like the rest of my hair is like very long. I can't really show it in camera, but it's like my hair's down to the middle of my back basically, and like this hair is like more halfway that way. The only problem is my hair grows quite slowly, unfortunately. Ooh, 8. Okay, I think I have enough. Alright, stress from homework, and most of the middle school friends were in the 7th grade when oh no, right, it's like kind of when you're the older friend and you're kind of separated. Oh, I honestly, my 12th grade year was my loneliest year. I did not realize how many of my friends were older. Like, they were always like at least a year or two above me. Most of them were just a year above me. So I still had a great 11th grade year, but man, 12th grade, when they all graduated, that year was just so, like, I still had my grade friends, right? But they were in none of my classes. And the weirdest part, most of my same grade friends, I had lunches with all through 9th, 10th, and 11th grade. But for some reason with 12th grade, I had like no lunch with them at all. I had no lunch with anybody in none of my classes, none of my friends, and all my older friends have already graduated. And even some of my younger friends, because I had my friend Corey, right? Like, I guess he probably felt the same way after I graduated, because a lot of he was in the same dilemma. A lot of his friends were like just a year above him, and so he was kind of like anxious for his senior year. And it's like I didn't have any friends with my younger friend. I didn't have lunch with my younger friends or my older, or no more older friends because they've graduated, but like or same class friends, and it was like really sucked. That's when I started like just chilling out in the bathroom during lunch, because I wanted to be able to listen on my iPod, and they wouldn't let us listen to our you couldn't have earbuds out or like any electronic device in the lunchroom. So I would hide in the bathroom because the classroom I was at was like literally really close around the corner from the bathroom. So, and most people went to the bathroom before and after lunch anyway. So and there were no cameras, so I thought it was like safe, right? Like just wait for everyone to come out. No one really came in there during lunch period, thankfully. And I would just like sit there like listen to my iPod. Yeah, that's no fun. Oh, ads. Okie dokie. Yeah, that sucks though. Did any of your middle school friends ever come to your high school? Because I know that's a problem when it comes to middle school, right? Because like not everyone goes to this like when we were all in elementary school, right? Like so many other kids went to different middle schools, and then also a lot of kids from other elementary schools were in our middle school, right? So like kids I've never met before. And then like high school, it was like the same thing. All kids from different middle schools, and then some of those kids went to Bartlett's. Like some of my people who were in my elementary school class, they didn't go to Bolton. They went to Bartlett instead. And what do you call it? So that kind of sucked, right? Like some kids, like you never got to see. I think a good chunk of my elementary kids I grew up with went to, at least the ones I knew of, like the nice ones. A couple mean ones, of course, but they kind of all most for the most part went to Bolton, I think. But it just depends on where you lived. I think the zoning. What really? I'm so jelly. Right? I don't know why they couldn't allow that back then. Like, and the thing is, my iPad didn't even connect to the internet. I think they didn't want. I think they mostly just didn't want phones, technically. But I even tried one time secretly listening to my iPod, and an administrative guy told me to put it away. I'm like, dang it! It's just an iPod. It doesn't connect to the internet or nothing. I just want to listen to my music, you know. Oh, so right, like so half of them go to the north, and the other half go to like, or like some go to the north, and the other rest just went to the south one. Right? See, it probably depended on where they lived, where the zoning was. Oh, that's probably. I was like, the music stopped. I was like, oh, that's why, because it's already been 3.5 hours. Oh, I went over. I kind of went over 30 minutes. Usually, when Mr. Coffee's here, I only stream for 3 hours because he's eagerly waiting to use the computer. Yeah. Kimberly's on. Oh, wait, but also Camara's on. Shit. Shit. What do I choose? Because Camara, I never get to raid them because normally I'm raiding out like way after, right? Okay, Kim Philly's got quite a lot of people, but Chimera only has a few people in, so I think we'll raid Chimera. Also, she has a corgi cam. Oh, are they sleeping? I can't see if they're sleeping or not, but yeah, usually her sweet pupper is sleeping. I want to pet her corgi so dang bad. Let's see. I think she's got like a cute little she's even got a cute like little crocheted one because she's doing some amigurumi, but you can see like her plushies in the back. Got a little cute corgi one. What does she say she's doing? Wait, the stream is being weird. I'm not like technically seeing the stream. Is there no stream title? That is. Oh, never mind. I think they changed where the stream title's at. I should have said graphics and hooking. Oh yeah, I think she also does oh yeah, she does pixel art too. She's got a cute like little thing showing like her different artwork, and some of her pixel art shows up through there. Like a little pixel art ROM is adorable. And I will be on tomorrow though. The problem is it'll be the same 3 hour stream though. I know, isn't that weird? Because 3 hours used to be my normal time, but then now I'm trying to do longer streams, so 3 hour is technically a short stream now. Oops, wait, that's the wrong thing. Wait, let me. At least I don't have to worry about ads popping up, because I've had one time where we were rating out and the freaking ads popped up, and I was like, wondering if the ads were gonna finish before we rated out. I think it did by a second. So unfortunately, they didn't get to hear my goodbye, except unless they were subbed. Ooh, I gotta do a sleep apnea test. And my oh, my foot's not fractured. It's just plantar I cannot say that unless a topical cream for it. Oh, that's crazy, right? Like you're getting sharp. At least that's not a fracture. I'm guessing, is it something to do with your skin? I'm guessing, like, or maybe the nerves at the end of the skin. I don't know, cause like, dang, I'll have to look that up. But at least it's not a fracture. Oh god, that'd be awful. See, also, ooh, wait. I didn't know they had Goodwill gift cards. That's a new one to me. I've never heard of. I don't think I've ever seen Goodwill gift cards before. Like, wait, there we go. Oh, I don't know why it won't let me rate Chimera. Well, at least I can still say hi to Kim for the day. Maybe Chimera is like almost done for stream. That could be it. I heard sometimes people will turn raids off if they're getting near the end of their stream, which honestly that makes sense. There's been times where I'm about to raid out and I go to raid, but Kim for the day is still on. Oh my god, it should be streaming quite a while. But I think also sometimes Layla will come in. So maybe we can ask Kim for the day if we could see Layla. Oh shit. Uh oh. Uh oh. Hold on. No. Okay, well, looks like we're okay. Heaven's Last is on. Thank God. Oh my goodness. All the people I'm trying to. Oh, it's probably because the time was right. This is usually when they raid out. But oh, kitty cat. Oh God. Okay, let's go raid Heaven's Last. Oh my goodness, his kitty cat's walking on the. He's doing some Lunas like from Mario. He's also crocheting. I think you guys will like. I think. Have you met Heaven's Last Circle yet? I think you like him. He's got the little Pepe frog. It's his little PNG tuber. Oh my god, it says cat's being a menace. Oh my god, I hope we raid in time. Alright, hold on, let me type. Let's do a quick raid so you guys can see. Little kitty cat. Yeah, his poor guy's trying to sew up the eyes on the Luna and the not Luna. I think these are like the general stars. I think. I don't know, because I think Lunas are a different shape, right? They're the more plump looking ones. Actually, it's been a while I rated Heaven's Last, now that I think about it. When was the last time I rated him? It's been a good bit, because usually I've been doing such later streams that normally he's already off by then. Oh, he's only been on 4 hours, because usually he'll do quite a long stream, so he's probably on for a good bit more. But he's got the... he's got his little guy's got at the top, and it says Proud Yarn Hoarder on it. But he's a pretty fun guy to talk to. He does like the markets and stuff. He does a lot of the cute Mario stuff, like Mario Crochet, Pokemon. He also does the perler beads. And I love his like little gem perler beads, like the put games. Oh, it's about to auto raid me out. So Let me go ahead and copy that real quick before I forget. But I see it. I don't think you like him, Circle. He's really nice. I want to see if his cat comes back. Dang it. Oh, I haven't seen the cat walk across the thing yet.